Oh, there we go. I'm live, apparently. What's going on, Gato? I see there's a few other people in the chat. Well, they haven't entered into the chat, but showing there's a few other people here so far. But I'm just going to give it a few more minutes and give some people some time. What's this up here? Insert ad. I can insert an ad. I just noticed that I can insert an ad. Nah, don't worry, I won't do that. Like I say, just giving it a couple minutes there, folks, because I know it takes usually a little while for people to get their notification. Well, especially the ones that didn't get the prior notification. Actually, that's the thing I found. It's funny how that works. Most of the time, and Gato mentioned that I don't even. A lot of times, it's just something that happens, and I just want to go live and start talking about a particular issue. I don't give much of an advance warning, but geez, I get probably more people. That probably doesn't help. Maybe it's because it's Saturday evening. Anyways, I'm hoping that enough people show up for this stream here. Anyways, I was going to try doing it earlier today, but I decided to actually try in the evening for once. Actually, I was under the belief that maybe if I did it in the evening, people, they're done their supper and they did everything they want to do for the day, and they're kind of sitting down, relaxing, unwinding for the rest of the Saturday evening. But that depends on your age, right? If you're a lot younger than I am, you're just getting primed up, right? Your Saturday's basically just begun. Now that I think about it. Oh, yeah, that's right, too. Before I go on, I should expand on the size of these text fonts. Got to get my... Well, that's the thing. I'm still fighting it. I don't want to end up ever putting glasses on. Those reading glasses, I know I'm going to have to eventually, but I'm still fighting it every step of the way. Let me get a couple of these articles in the proper spot. I'm going to need them. Ooh, what's this? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Username redacted. I'm so disappointed Max isn't going to debate. I anticipated it might happen, but I wasn't prepared. Well, at this junction, things can still unfold. He might still get a chance. Oh, wait, Gato, did you look up the trial in Quebec with the Mohawk? No. Individual incidents like that, if it doesn't have any effect on the macro aspect of things, predominantly for me, that's why you don't even see me talking much about the shooting incidents and all that stuff. I mean, I'll mention it in a fleeting, like an article, and they'll share stuff, but in individual incidents, that's low resolution as far as I'm concerned. I kind of focus on the big picture stuff mostly. Well, that's odd though. I would have thought by now I'd see more people in the chat. I really hope there's enough pressure that they'll let him in, but I'm not holding my breath. Well, that's kind of the thing that you have to do, but I don't have much faith in the whole pressure tactics either, right? What? Signing petitions? Actually, I do. Actually, let me put that in there. Hey, it's worth a shot, I guess, but I've never been a big fan of petitions. I've never seen where they've actually done anything. That's the big thing for me. Okay, where is it? There it is. Get Maxime in the debate. And rather than going to like change.org, you can actually just sign this one. If you actually want to sign a petition, you can actually sign this one without having to go through change.org. This is straight out of the People's Party of Canada website. I'm putting a link to it right now in the in the chat. So if you do want to sign the petition, and I guess I'm not probably helping out as far as the salesmanship to entice you to do so, because like I said, I'm not a huge fan of petitions or even protests. And I've given my reasons before. I'll mention them again now. It's like begging your masters. It's like begging them for something. Like, do you think they really respect you? You think they're really going to respond, right, if you beg your masters for things? I don't know. It seems weird, right? It seems odd for me. I've never went around begging anyone for anything. If I want freedom, if I want things to happen, I make it happen for myself for the most part, within whatever I can, within the limitations of what I can do. But I do understand why people do sign petitions. At least I guess you do kind of show like there's this many, as far as numbers go, but polls do that, right? And how many times have we seen where polls aren't exactly effective either? Yeah, I've never seen anything come. Me neither. I really haven't. I'm just a little bit at odds here. I'm actually the old something's going off in the back of the brain tonight. Just a little bit as to why. How far are we into this? I've never started a live stream. I know I'm only 6 minutes in. I'll give at least 10 minutes, but I have never started a live stream yet. I've done a few where it's been this goddamn quiet in the chat. What's up with that? And I've given advance notice. Maybe that's not such a wise thing to do after all. Corruption trying to cover themselves. Actually, yeah, maybe I should. Okay, so let's say at least there's 17 watching. So I guess everyone's just a little shy, maybe. Well, at least 17. That's cool. That's a good number to start with, I guess. But anyways, yeah, if you do have, for those of you who are in the chat so far, if you want to sign that petition, go ahead and do so. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a whole lot, to be honest with you, but at the very least, I guess any or every effort counts in some way. Now, I did pull up real quick this CTV News article. Monk debates calls on federal leaders to sign up for foreign policy debate. Christian Paz Lang from the Canadian Press is who posted this on August the 8th. A proposed leadership debate on foreign policy already has one confirmed participant, with Conservative leader Andrew Scheer quickly accepting an invitation to participate in the Monk Debates event scheduled for October 1st. The Monk Debates, which organize several events on different issues each year, announced Thursday its plans for a federal election debate involving the leaders of the Liberals, the Conservatives, the NDP, and the Green Party. Well, where's Maxime? Green Party, that's the thing. That's hilarious. Like, I totally would at least get it, right? If they were saying for the Liberals, the NDP, and the Conservatives, because that's the ruling establishment in this country. But I guess because Elizabeth Bay has been kind of showing solidarity with a bunch of them, hey, she's totally like, that's the thing. It's hilarious how the Green Party has less in terms of candidates in ridings across this country. And what is it? Her and one other person? And it's basically been her. Well, other than that one other person, it's been Elizabeth May has been not just the voice, but the picture of the Green Party for ever since, I think pretty much since that party started. And yet she's allowed in the debates. How many people have actually supported her in the past, right? But hey, the rules were set up so that she could get in the debates. Why? Because she's all about environmentalism and that leftist green push. So of course, whether you're the Liberals or the well, not necessarily the end-dippers. The end-dippers are probably like, hey, what's going on? I thought I was the third leg in this race between the Conservatives and the Liberals, right? The Conservatives and the Liberals have basically been run this country for forever. Well, mostly the Liberals. Every once in a while, the Conservatives. And there was always that redheaded stepchild they called the NDP. Well, orange-headed. I guess whatever, it was NDP. But now it's like, well, you're not even getting that status anymore. Now they've got Elizabeth May under the Green Party. Now that they've completely replaced you. And why? because maybe it might have something to do with the fact that she's like, well, I'll even support the Liberals. I'll join forces with the Liberals, right? So I guess that's why you're getting a new third place today, right? And you're getting this new attention and focus on the Green Party, which, like I say, historically, just a fleeting party, one of those fringe parties that people like to talk about. But now, like I say, Maxime, in 6 months, and how long has May had this party? And you know it goes back a long time, the Green Party. Hadn't had any real support in the polls historically, but she's still in the thing. Why? Because she was elected under her own party. Well, of course, she's been there forever, right? Maxime hasn't had that opportunity as of yet. But once again, we all know. Come on, let's just be honest here, folks. We know what this is all about. This is all about keeping Maxime out of the debates. And why? Because that would be the Ron Paul moment in Canada. Just like when CNN or MSNBC or Fox or all these, mainstream or establishment media hacks, these outlets, when they were covering the Ron Paul issue, or whatever you want to call it, during the 2008, yes, but even worse in 2012, when they had to actually allow him on the stage. And you could see how uncomfortable it was for all these other politicians to spew their political rhetoric when there was this guy up there, this one lone guy up there on stage that was, rather than coming up with these 30-second sound bites or these political talking points that just bore the living shit out of us, because we realized that, man, there's nothing. Who's talking? Who's this person? All I see is an empty vessel delivering a political message, right? And there was that one old man called Ron Paul standing on that stage that said, yeah, when it comes to foreign policy, hey, maybe we shouldn't be bombing the living shit out of a bunch of countries in the Middle East. That might have something to do with all this backlash or the blowback. Ooh, you could hear the stage. Everyone went silent. Ooh, whoa, there. Who is this? Who is this man that dares to come on upon this political debate stage and start speaking truth, right? How dare you? Well, that's how he was treated. And if you paid attention to the elections in the U.S., which a lot of Canadians did, and you've seen how they treated Ron Paul, right? Like the redheaded stepchild, but except the difference is actually, as you see what's happened down there today, yeah, you might have screwed over Ron Paul, which would have been a great option to counter the ruling establishment or the status quo down there. But yeah, you screwed Ron Paul over, but look what you got instead, right? How you liking Trump so far? How's that worked out for you, Democrats? Or you neocons? You loving that? No, you're all pissed off because now you're not just talking about a reasonable man like Ron Paul. Well, now you got yourself a Donald Trump, and he's not going to sit there and try to be really nice and polite as he goes through his philosophical understandings of what it is to be free. No, he's going to play ball on your level, right? That's actually the thing I love about Trump down in the U.S. is these leftists or these authoritarian neocons. Now you got to deal with someone that's going to put forth the same kind of bullshit and going to, talk to people the same way you talk to people. And you're like, oh, fuck. Not only is he playing that game, he's kicking our ass at it. And you know what? Maxime is that reasonable guy. Maxime is the Ron Paul moment in Canada. But I guess the lefties, the collectivists, the authoritarians, and even these right-wing neocons, these sheerites in Canada, they want to put Maxime down. Well, hey, 2024 is going to come around too, right? Time's not going to stop, and no, the earth ain't going to be all over, right? Regardless of what that Alexandria Cortez says, yeah, we're not going to die in 18 months, right? So in 2024, now you might not have Maxime to contend with. Might be someone that's going to challenge you a whole lot more. That's going to move that goalpost a whole lot further. And by that time, 4 or 5 years of this populist sentiment in Canada brewing up underneath and having to put up with either the sheer conservatives or the liberals. How do you think that's going to work out for you? Like I say, these central planners, these authoritarians or these elitists, they're so freaking out of touch with reality. Well, that's what it is when you live in gated communities and only talk to people that are in your own little echo chambers, right? But they're going to realize at some point in time, it's just they're real slow in terms of adopting to change or actually acknowledging that they're not the center of the universe after all. These people are real slow to adopt that, but they'll come around eventually. I think it's probably a wise idea. They're doing it when people are just wanting to use words and the political process, but I guess they want to wait till the pitchforks come out, right? Well, at that point in time, you're not going to be able to turn the people away then, because once everyone's gone all the trouble, got their pitchforks on, right? and are on that march and charging at you. Well, they're not going to stop that easily at that point in time. You might have been wiser to do it while they were still getting rested up the night before, right? Might have been a good idea to start talking to them then. Anyways, folks, this stuff just drives me nuts, as you probably know. And I'm going to get animated. You damn right. Even if there's only one person in this whole thing, it doesn't mean I'm still not going to be animated. Yeah, because this stuff drives me nuts. What's going up? What's going on, Howard G? G-Unit. Hey, Cat and Canada, how you doing? Yeah, I'm shy. I really am. Oh, you're shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Hi, CL. Yeah. What's up? Hey, guys. Pete Williams. Isn't she a George Soros agent from Sierra Club? Which one's that? She. I don't know. George Soros have lots of people under his employ. Oh, Elizabeth May. I see what you're saying. Elizabeth May. I don't know. I don't know. Could be. Like, that's what I mean. I don't even get into those things. Why? Because I don't need to make my argument. So I get why some people do it, but I don't even need. I don't need it. I can make my argument. I can make my moral, ethical, or even legal or just stance without even going into any of those things, whether they're paid for by Soros or anyone. And no doubt that does happen. And of course, it's not that it's conspiratorial. Of course, some of these bigwigs and these rich elitists, spend their money, maintaining that current system that has probably been the one thing that has benefited them and caused them to be so rich in the first place, right? So yeah, they probably want to keep that kind of system going along, right? They might want to pass that up onto their successive generations. Well, at least they'd be the few, especially in Canada, that actually want to pass anything on to their younger generations these days. Nowadays, and you've seen the videos I've already uploaded, like I say, seems like at least a larger, and like I say, don't get mad at me if you're a boomer. I'm not talking about you if you're not one of them, but there is a substantial portion of that cohort that seem to hate their kids and their grandkids and are looking for someone else to take care of them or pony up and pay for them in their latest stages in life. And I guess probably that reason why that is because they probably screwed their younger generations over so bad already. They're like, yeah, I know they're not going to be around for me. Well, maybe you should have done better. And if you didn't have big government take care of you, you would have. Does not matter who gets in. The citizens of Canada get shafted. Probably for the most part, I would say that's right. We're always going to get screwed. Yeah, even I would say even in Maxime, because it's going to take a whole long time. Well, look, Trump's in power. Still have a lot of people getting screwed over, right? Yeah, there's a lot of deep state. There's a lot of entrenched power that even if you get rid of that figurehead or that political party leader or even that political party for a few years, think about all the unelected bureaucrats. Well, in Canada, what do we have? Over 4 million people that work for the public sector, work for the government in some capacity. That's 4 million people that you've never elected, and it's still every much in their interest to deny you your freedoms, whether it's economic or socially. And they'll do so. Why? Because they don't have to worry about you electing them or getting rid of them. No, they work for government with multiple layers of protection that will keep them in their job, no matter how evil, no matter how vile they are. So take that into account as well, Canada. What's up, Citizen Buck? PPC Mr. Max going to do real well come October. Well, if we do everything that's right between now and then, we can at least make a dent and get at least a substantial enough support. Listen, even if we can't win, and I don't even want to play this defeatist game already. Come on. But I think we can win. But even if we don't, listen, at the very least, show the rest of the Canadian people that, see these pollsters? Remember that time they told you that Maxime and the PPC only had 2% support? At least show them that, because that is one thing that the Ron Paul movement did, is show that, no, that man had a lot of support. And he would have had a whole lot more support if it wasn't for the fact that the entrenched ruling and media establishment spent every waking day that they were on the air or writing their columns trying to deny that reality, or trying to tell the American people that, oh, he was evil, or, oh, you don't want to give Ron Paul any, hey, you don't want to get any freedom. No, freedom is bad. Slavery good, freedom bad. Remember that. That's because that's what they're trying to tell you. And for some goddamn strange reason, what a weird world we live in today, that most people actually fall for it. Yeah, you're right. Freedom's bad. I don't want freedom. I need to be a serf subject or slave to some ruler. Then I'll be safe and secure. Oh. I don't even like to think about that, folks. It's soul crushing when I think about it. The debates don't matter if no one listens to them. Well, that's true, but there are going to be a lot of people, especially these political acolytes that love politics, right? They're going to be watching them, and they're going to notice that there's only 4 people on the stage. And they're going to get that same idea, that same mentality. Well, apparently Maxime Bernier isn't even worth. Listen, it is going to send a message, and don't convince yourself otherwise, because there's a lot of dumbed down Canadians will fall for the fact that think about all the rhetoric that they've used prior to this. So if people see that Maxime's not in debate, they'll say, well, it must be because he truly is a racist. It must be because he's a Islamophobe, or it must be because he's, all the bullshit rhetoric they espouse, right? And a lot of Canadians will fall for it because, once again, if you're inundated or susceptible for falling into ideology is that easy, and if you went through our education system, yeah, you are, right, for the most part. Anyways, there are exceptions, there are outliers, but yeah, they'll keep most Canadians humming right along, not even acknowledging that, hey, there's at least one political party in this country that actually genuinely has a viable chance, right? An actual viable chance. Not even a remote possibility, but are going to have candidates in every riding across this country by the time October rolls around. You're going to have an actual chance to put this country on a genuine course that respects individual rights, freedoms, and liberties, and gets rid of a lot of the stuff that is detrimental to you, and not just to you, but your successive offspring. That's a possibility in October, and that is a genuine reality in October. But I don't know, a lot of Canadians, like I say, and that 4 million of them, are they going to go against their better interest, right? Are they going to, when Maxime saying he wants to shrink government, if you're a public sector worker, right, and you've been living off that entitlement for so long, and you're going to want to continue to live off that entitlement long off after Freedom 55 when you go into retirement, are you really going to want Maxime Bernier to be on the stage or to have any say? No, you're like, yeah, good job, CBC. Good job. Keep that guy shut up. We don't want anyone to hear what that guy's got to say. Because that's what it is at the end of the day. People that talk about freedom and liberty, those words are very powerful, which is why the established media and the ruling class constantly, look at the effort they expend to try to silence or suppress people for saying nothing more than you deserve to be free. What kind of person tries to silence or suppress people that are saying, hey, you should have more freedoms than you currently have today? You should have more personal responsibility. You should have more meaning in your life. How dare Maxime say such things, right? That's what the media and the ruling establishment are telling you today, or telling most Canadians. And seemingly a lot of Canadians are saying, I guess that seems to make sense. Right? Whoa, folks, whoa. Which is why some days I'm not as proud of a Canadian as I should be, because to know that, oh, I'm Canadian, well, so are those people. Right? Kind of hard to take pride in my country, to be honest with you, folks, when it's like the same people that are Canadian as well are the ones that hate me and everything that I stand for because I care about freedoms. Even theirs, they hate me for that. So I don't know. Once again, that doesn't create much for unity, does it? Right? When you know that your opponents on that political stage hate you for standing in defense of individual rights, freedoms, and liberties, yeah, that doesn't create much unity. Matter of fact, it creates not just division, but a lot of potential conflict in reality, folks. What matters are the votes. Well, the votes definitely matter, but even better than that, what was it Stalin that said? It's not who votes or how many, it's who counts the votes, right? So I don't know. Are you going to be there to count them? I don't know. And once again, I don't even want to get into that stuff that the votes are manipulated. I mean, they could be. I don't know. I can't say one way or the other, but once again, it wouldn't be the first time. Right? So I don't know. And that's another thing. Actually, we have 35% of the Canadian population that don't vote. And if they're not hearing about Maxime Bernier or learning of the PPC, well, that's millions and millions of Canadians will still be sitting on the sideline, even though there's an actual viable choice for them. Because a lot of these people, they don't vote because they're disenfranchised with the current rule establishment or the status quo, these establishment parties. But we got to get the message out to those people in particular. Because the vote splitting or the conservatives or the people that are ideologues and they've run to their political perspective as far as their tribe, their party, Yeah, you'll be able to sway some of them. Some of them will disenfranchise. But the big portion of the Canadian population that we really should be trying to reach out to and appeal to is that 35% of them that never show up to vote in federal elections. Matter of fact, by the way, that's me most of the time. Actually, no, pretty much every time. Because, I think both the times I ever voted were provincial elections. So I am one of those people. And I'm the one that I'm saying right now, I'm willing to jump in. This is going to be my first time, in modern times, that I'm actually going to choose to vote for a federal party in October. Do it. Like I say, it's people like me that you got to reach out to, which is why I try to do what I do. And it's not just me. I'm trying to do my best, but I can't reach them if I don't have you to help share or spread this information. Like I say, I've said this other times, sit in there with your iPad or your phone, or if you got an old person that's even in a senior's home, maybe, or someone that's not paying attention, give them the information that they need. Show them what Maxime Bernier stands for, because they're not going to get that information from the established media. That's what the thing that I think is most important for people that are going to watch this video. What you need to take away is, if you want to see, this kind of, or any kind of support rise for Maxime Bernier, well, you have to help people like myself that are trying to get that message out there. Because if we're all just sharing amongst each other, not sharing to the people that really need to hear it, we're all just going to continue to function in an echo chamber and think that we're all going to sit around patting each other on the back. Oh, yeah, we're all right. And the liberals are all going to sit around. They're all on. Nothing's going to happen. Like I say, if we don't reach out to those people that are disenfranchised, those are the people that I really think we need to get in contact with. And like I say, most of those people are either, might be your brother, your mother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, right? Your neighbor, your coworker. These people, talk to them, and don't be shy. That's one thing I'll say. That old adage of never discuss politics or religion. Yeah, don't listen to those people, because those are the kind of people that would say that are the kind of people like, I want to maintain my current system of structure of power. And if you start talking about that, you might upset that apple cart. In reality, that's what they mean when they tell you not to talk about these things. Is just don't create controversy. Don't make me think about things. That's really what they're trying to tell you when they say that stuff. And I'm like, no. Matter of fact, it's really important that you do start thinking about these things. Yeah, you're probably going to get mad at me because I'm going to make you think about them. But hey, whether you get mad at me now or later, at the end of it, you're going to have to come to terms with the reality, and you're going to have to think about these things at some point in time, because I am, and more Canadians are. I'm over it. Okay, let me scroll down here. I want to stay down on the chats. What's up, Freedom Free for All? Epstein escapes. There's a big party tomorrow. I thought he hung himself. Isn't that what they said? They hung himself. He hung himself in his cell. And good riddance. If that guy truly was, I don't know, whatever. I don't pay much attention. Like I say, those incidents, the stories that are something to do with an individual that don't deal with the macro aspect of things, I don't pay a whole lot of attention. I do see it because, I pay attention to the news and stuff. But I swear I heard the guy killed himself. And I'm pretty sure he did. But whether he actually did or not, I don't know, right? But at least, that situation is pretty much over with. So, I don't know if there were victims that man really did cause, and based on some of the anecdotal evidence and stuff and the speculation, probably that could be the case. And if that's the case, then good riddance. One less pedophile or child sex offender. These people that treat kids like garbage and do such disgusting things hey, listen, nobody should ever shed a tear for people like that. That's for sure. That's for certain. And as a father, yeah, I definitely not a fan of these people being on the planet. So whatever. Did he get murdered? Yeah, I know. I don't know. Augustusburg. Yeah, I don't know. That could have happened. Living in the stolen heights is Trump heights. Okay, let me scroll down here a little bit. Got to get rid of government union employees. Yeah, good luck on that one. Cat, it's a big deal, Bennett. The Trudeaus are all up in it. Yeah, I know. I've heard some stuff. And like I say, when it comes to that stuff too, and you're probably right, no doubt about it, but I'm not going to get into the attacking individuals that are like, I just don't attack people based on things that are speculative or are so personal in nature, right? Not unless I have 100% evidence and know with with 100% certainty. But even then, like I say, dealing with individual situations, to me, it's like there's this great big haystack, and I'm just looking at one little piece of straw over here. No, I like to take a step back, or maybe two, maybe three, maybe four, and like I say, look at the big picture and talk about the big picture. Because at the end of the day, that's what really needs to take place. Oh, although actually, I will admit those people do want to do with those individual issues. Good for you for doing so. I'm just saying, for me personally, that's just not my game. That's not how I do things. Maybe I shouldn't read all the comments because nobody ever super chats anymore. Just kidding. Well, in a way, certain dual citizens have a lot of power in the U.S. and actually have control over both major parties through the lobby. They have so much power over Homeland Security and other major governments. Yeah, maybe. Oh, please don't tell me that's a anti-Jew thing, because I just so tired of hearing that stuff. I hear it all the time. Hey, what's going on, Rocky Mountain Beaver? Hey, what's going on? Rocky Mountain Beaver. Gotta love that. That's pretty damn Canadian, right? I think. The Rocky Mountains and Beaver all in one. Crazy times, cat. You sleep with the fishes with all the secrets of the real traders. Could be. Big Macs or oh. Your name's Big Mac, sorry, are for the rich. It's not speculation. Private employee unions, fine. It's a wild time. Does Bennett look like Popeye? I hope not. Popeye? I don't know. It's been a while. I don't think so. I don't smoke that pipe. I don't have that pipe sticking on my head or gigantic forearms. I have a tattoo, but nothing of I don't. Oh, son of Rambo. Hey, son of Rambo. What's going on? Nice suit. Yeah, right. No suit, unfortunately. But listen, that's funny, son of Rambo. I'm really big fan of. I'm a bit of a knife collector, and talk about son of Rambo. I'm a big collector of all those Rambo knives and stuff too. Some pretty cool stuff. Weren't they supposed to be coming out with a new one? It's like, geez, though. But Sylvester, he's pretty old at this point in time. Was it Rambo that I seen? I don't know. There's some other video or some trailer I heard someone saying that they might be coming. That's the thing nowadays. That's the other thing with the younger generation. I find it an absolute shame that there's no creativity anymore. It's just a constant repeating and regurgitating of Gen X material, right? The 80s and the 90s, it's going to be relived forever and ever and ever, just on an infinite loop, right? What's up with that? Well, because the people that are alive today, the ruling class, the media establishment, or those who are part of the cultural leaders, like movies, music, television, all that stuff, they're not doing much to embolden or to inspire the younger generations, are they? All that I've seen in the last, 10 years or so to inspire the young people is, go put your pussy hats on. Well, that's mostly for women, but they'll accept men too, right? Go put your pussy hats on and protest, right? Go constantly talk about how terrible you are and you're oppressed by the male white patriarchy. Yeah, geez, no wonder why the artists of today don't really have much to inspire them. Right? They're probably all depressed and popping pills too much to ever think about actually getting into a studio. Damn. By the way, yeah, my sons aren't like that. Well, my youngest son in particular, Aaron, he has his own group, Youth Nation, and he makes music on a continual and ongoing basis. Very inspirational music, but of course, it's like with everything. If you're being truthful, or if you're ambitious, goal-oriented, talented, hardworking, nobody's going to pay attention to you anymore. No. Like I say, that shit's that's out of style, right? Nowadays, it's victim culture. It's almost, I'm so oppressed by the male patriarchy, right? That's the only way you're going to get attention today. I guess maybe I should tell them, hey, instead of writing amazing inspirational songs, tell people they should lift themselves up in some way. Well, maybe you should make videos all about, I'm a poor helpless victim. And maybe that'd be more popular. Well, sure as shit probably would be for these lefties today, these authoritarian collectivists anyways, or the followers of such. Yeah, new Rambo coming. Yeah, I heard that, Freedom Free for All. Hey, what's going on, Greg Hessian? hopefully we'll get a chance to get that interview together there, Greg, because like I say, you're a gentleman I remember talking, and you're actually economically astute. Someone I've been looking for quite a while now, someone that's economically astute. So we can actually talk about the things that, because that's the thing, economics is kind of a strong suit for me. I love talking about economics, and I haven't really had much opportunity to do so up until this point. So hopefully we'll get that chance to do so, Greg. And thanks for joining the chat, by the way. I liked all the rambles. I mean, come on. It's an individual guy going against what, like the state or the bad guys, right? That's an archetypal thing that, like I say, growing up in my era as a Gen Xer, that was something that was presented to me on a continuing ongoing basis everywhere I went, whether I was listening to music, going to the movies, or watching television, whether it's a television series or even sitcom. It was all about the family, right? Respect, individuality, cohesion, being ambitious, goal-oriented, right? And having some self-esteem. All those things were very important. And like I say, it was dominant in every area of our culture, which is, I guess, what helped contribute to Gen X being so ambitious and oriented towards being more respectful of individual rights, freedoms, and liberties, because that is what we were taught. And it wasn't just the fact that we were taught it, it's because we recognized that, yeah, this is good. This is how life should be, is to be free from forced subjugation and slavery. I'd rather, like I say, I'd rather have mommy and daddy take off for a couple weekends and leave me to figure shit out on my own, rather than sit there trying to micromanage or put their thumb on me every day and tell me what to. How do you think people grow up when you constantly try to micromanage them? Like I say, even if they're young adolescents or teens, the best way you create a prosperous society going forward is give them the tools, intellectual, physical, and philosophical, so that they're prosperous on their own and they don't have to rely on you. And they don't have to rely on you or mommy or daddy. They sure shit aren't going to have to rely on big government, and they're not going to become these socialist millennials that you see that are pretty prevalent today, right? That's the problem, is you got too many helicopter parents, or too many parents that are micromanaging their kids and their grandkids' lives to the point where you're keeping them basically infantilized. That's what you're doing today, you lefties, or even you cons that are all about authoritarianism. The only thing you're doing for your successive offspring and your next generation is teaching them to be cowards and conformists. What? And you wonder, and then you'll sit there, Then you'll sit there back, in your gold-plated pension there, and all these kids that just don't want to work today. Well, what the fuck? You basically told them that they weren't ever going to amount to nothing their whole life. You never gave them the chance to learn to do anything on their own, because you had to, lead their hand everywhere they went. And then you're like, geez, I just can't understand why these kids don't know how to be independent anymore. Really? Hey, here's a thought. Hold up the mirror. There's your problem. Oh, Gato, there we go. I'm a biochemist. I'm more likely to study the vaccines. Oh, you must be talking with someone else. Right on. Nobody seems interested. Oh, McDonald Don. Nobody seems interested. My info on the high-profile pedos in New Brunswick. Don't know much about the pedo stuff in NB or anything. Like I say, it's one of those areas. Like I say, I don't get into the. Like I say, I've already said enough. Anyways, it all gets used up. Thanks, Greg. All good, man. Looking forward to it. Me too. Iron lung. Haven't heard that word in 30 years. If you're a biochemist, then you have read Inserts. I did. Please Google it. Oh, it's all about vaccines and stuff. Once again, don't get into that stuff either, because I don't have to. I'm not a doctor. I never played one on TV. I think there's probably some gray area, but that's the thing today. Listen, don't argue in the chat with this stuff, because you're allowing these thought leaders to put you in this position. There's gray area, folks. There isn't, like when you're talking about vaccines or anything else, there's all kinds of gray areas. There's some nuance to those conversations, which is why you can't do it in comments, on whether it's on a chat or on any other social media platform. These are things like, that's the one thing we did have as an advantage when we actually had to sit down and talk with each other, right? Face to face. We kind of had to be, people can still lie, but you get subtle cues when someone's straight in your face, right? But I know how easy it is for people to go to their political perspectives because they've been told it's either one way or the other, right? It's either you're against vaccines entirely or you're all pro-vaccine all the time. I'm neither. I believe in a lot of the vaccines that are out there are probably really, really, really good for us. Probably help us out a whole lot from a lot of those diseases that kill a whole lot of people in the past. 100%, I believe fully in that in terms of vaccines. But I also believe that there are probably some vaccines that aren't necessarily needed and do have some potential consequence for causing harm to some people, or once again, maybe it's just these companies that want to make a big profit. Maybe that's why they want to propagate it. But once again, it might be depleting people's immune system by having too much or an overabundance of vaccines. So there's so many areas that you can come at this conversation where you could alleviate a lot of people's concerns and say, oh, okay, I'm kind of thinking about that properly. But once again, they're not getting that information for the most part because they're hearing from like either the anti-vaxxers or the pro-vaccine all the time. Matter of fact, the pro-vaxxers are almost as bad as the anti-vaxxers. Like sometimes when I listen to the pro-vaxxers, their mentality is like, hey, just put vaccine in your, hey, just keep one in there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That way you'll be safe. No, I don't believe that either. Right? Jeez. Dang, you might want to, hey, whether you want to call it God or nature, we were given this thing called an immune system. You might want to allow that to still build up its strength a little bit anyways, right? Don't want to make everything too weak. It's bad enough people's wills are already pretty weak as it is, right? McDonald don't like who? Oh, what's going on, Steve LaCroix? LaCroix. We got to have a chat someday, Steve. I'd like to have a chat with you. I watch your videos, and you're a wise guy. I'd like to have a chat with you someday. It will never be like we want. Met a PPC canvasser in Morinville, Alberta. Cool. There should be lots more out there. Hey, by the way, actually, let me mention in this video, I wish there were more of the PPC supporters or candidates even that were in this chat, but let me just say, I was going through the PPC candidate list because I was answering someone's question on one of my videos that I uploaded. I believe it was the one about, might have been about the PPC debates, but they were asking me, this person was asking me who's the PPC candidate in the riding of, I think it was Mount Royal in Quebec, I believe. So I looked it up on the PPC website and I let them know, but on the website, there's the Facebook link, there's a Twitter link, and what was there, something else? There's 3 different links on there where if someone goes and see who the representative is, well, they can go find some extra information about them by clicking on a link. Man, hey, if you're a PPC candidate, get on the ball. Come on, we live in the 21st century. Like, get yourself on social media. Put out some information, some material, a video, an article, a blog. At least do something. What do you think? People are just going to vote for you just because what? I don't know. Like, I mean, you know, someone who are firm supporters of Maxime, right? They might just do it just for the heck of it because you're in the riding, but you're trying to appeal to people to vote for. Reach out to the people. Put your feet on the ground like these people are doing. You're not going to do anything just by sitting on your ass or not putting any work or any effort into it. Come on, folks. Like, this is the thing. You can't just, show up to and say, hey, look, I'm a candidate. All right, I'm done. Let me know when October rolls up. No. And like I say, I noticed that actually probably, well, I don't know. I don't want to pick a number, but it might have even been half and half. But there was a substantial portion of that list as I was scrolling through it where there was absolutely no links for anyone in your writing to know anything about you. You got to do better than that, at the very least. And that's enough of my preaching to the PPC candidates. But I do think that is vitally important. If you want to at least have a chance anyways. Hey, what's up, Lucky Skunk? Lucky Skunk. Nice. Who's in Mississauga? Did I not just say? Pay attention. No, I'm just kidding. But no, you just go to, I'll just let you know right now. If you go straight to the People's Party of Canada website, and what is it? You click on, now I got to do it myself probably. Oh, yeah, Our Party. Hover over Our Party, which is the very first thing you see. And then it says right there at the bottom, our candidates. So simple. So simple. And you can tell that to the people that don't pay much attention to social media. And I understand that's another thing too. I got to always remember, not everyone is internet savvy. And so My bad. Sorry. But I'm just going to point it out. People's Party Canada website, our party, scroll to the bottom, our candidates, and you'll see the entire list right there. Simple as that. And you can share it with anyone. You can share it on Facebook, Twitter, Minds, Gabs, or on your, like, put it on your phone or your tablet. Show it to people. Like I say, go around showing it to people. Show them the party platform, because that's there too. If you go, it says our party, and the next thing right next to it, platform. And talk to those people that are like, oh, the conservatives, that, oh, you're splitting the vote. Show them what Maxime, show them what the PPC party stands for, and tell them, what are you against? But, hey, mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, aunt, uncle, here's the party platform. Now let's sit down. Let's have a cup of coffee or a tea, and let's just sit down and discuss. Let's go point by point. Which of these policies or positions of these of this platform do you disagree with? If you do it that way, it'd be like, oh, I like that one. I like that one. Jeez, I like that one. Jeez, I like that too. Wow, that one's really. Next thing you know, they'll be like, well, I guess I don't really disagree with much. Oh, but we don't want to split the vote. And then you can start talking and use it. You're not splitting the vote. You're actually supporting a principled position rather than supporting a faker, right? This is your chance to actually vote for someone for once and not be disappointed a day after. Maybe try that. You know, that whole definition of sanity that you've been doing forever, and repeat that same cycle over and getting disappointed on the other side. You don't have to do that anymore. Shocker, huh? Let's try something different once. And once again, that would be just my way. And it would depend on the person I'd be talking to, actually, how I'd want to go about it. Because, yeah, when I talk to people, I have to understand what their mindset is, and people that I actually genuinely know. Now, if you're just going knocking door to door, well, then you just offer up the platform, give them some information, say, how much, show some personability and some relatability. That's important too. Show some, I'm a Canadian. I really care about, the freedoms in this country. I've seen there's been a degradation. I'm not partisan anyway, which is why, I've been hesitant to support particular parties. But today I recognize, there's lots of ways and information that you can use to inspire people to get out the vote for Maxime Bernier and to support the PPC. But you do have to put a little bit of effort and work into it. That's the one thing. Either like go big or go home has been my mentality, basically in everything I've ever done in my whole life. Is if I'm going to enter into it, I'm going big or I'm going home. Which is why I don't just type out a few things on the internet. I spend large swaths of my entire day making sure that I'm putting the kind of information that I think is very pertinent and important for the people. I work hard. I work tirelessly. I work with a lot of effort and a lot of ambition and a lot of zeal, as you probably understand. And why? Because I understand it's important. How do you think you know yourself? When the hell have you ever been inspired by anyone that said, be cool if you would support me, or, well, you got to support me because if you don't support me, well, you don't want that other guy. That's not inspiring. Like if a guy comes up to me and says, well, you should support me because, well, that other guy's worse than I am. It's like, oh yeah, you've real, whoa, look, goosebumps on my arm all of a sudden, right? No, I don't think so. No. How you get people inspired is to show that you have a principled position and you're going to stick to your principles, even if you're standing alone. Because that's something like, oh, damn, now that's someone with some serious commitment and convictions to the principles, right? Now, some people might not like that if they're your opponents, but the ones that are even the fence sitters will be like, oh, if I'm going to fall off that fence, I'm going that side with that person that's much more ambition and goal-oriented than this one that's just trying to give me a snake oil salesman tactic and get my vote so they can collect a paycheck, right? Come on. Come on. Oh, I hear somebody saying, sorry, what's going on? Don't be fighting in the chat. No, I'm just kidding. Created by Dr. Gallo. Mom, hey, what's up, Mama Bear? Mama Bear is in the house. Third is website. Oh, everyone's talking amongst each other. Sorry, I won't disturb you folks. Read the back. Yeah. HIV is a Zoom. Oh, we're getting into some technical stuff down here. I'm going to stay on that because, like I say, I'm not a doctor and I never played one on TV. So I'll leave that to the ones that have actually some information. Well, I'll leave that to God, though, because he knows some stuff. Mandatory social media. It's all they got. Mandatory social media. There are several in this saga. Worse than vaccines. Well, that's true. Although that would work pretty good, though, right? I hear what you're saying there, Gato, but you could still get away with doing lots of stuff. Anyways, I don't want, like I say, I'm not even going to get into that stuff, man. Hey, thanks a lot there, Citizen Buck. Great show. Good day. Yeah. I think I might not have picked the best time, but hey, like you say, it's not about quantity all the time. Sometimes it's about quality. And I'm seeing some good quality people in the chat, so I'll drink to that. I'm seeing some good people in the chat, and I'll drink to that. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. Disingenuous. Syphilis bad. Yes, syphilis bad. Freedom is not free. Right on, Don Hicks. 100%. It's not. It's the exact opposite of free. It demands a vigorous amount of work and effort to defend those freedoms and liberties. What was it? I'm not even going to get into the quotation, but what is it? Was it Jefferson, I believe? Oh my God, there's so many quotes that I try to remember, and then I get so much more information, and it's like, oh, but anyways, the tree of liberty has to be blah, 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 with the blood of patriots from time. Listen, you have to vigorously defend it. Now, I necessarily don't think we have to use, violence as a means to defend it. I prefer to just use my words. But if the authoritarians bring us to that point, well, you have to be at least willing to do that. That's one thing I'll say. Actually, it's good that that was brought up, because I want to reiterate this again. I've had to do it a few times in the past. Is libertarians like myself, the non-aggression principle just means I don't seek to use violence preemptively towards anyone. But I will tell you, and anyone that's ever dealt with me or had a fight with me in the past, ask them yourselves if you want. And trust me, I'm pretty well known in Canada, on the East Coast and central part of it. And even because some of my family worked out west, I'm sure lots of them out there even know. But yeah, just ask. Yeah, I'm all about defending myself and defend my freedom. But I prefer to walk softly and carry a big stick. But at the end of the day, yes, if someone is going to use violence or force, which is what the government is predominantly, government is a monopoly of force or violence. That is what government represents. So if a whole lot of people are trying to use that government not to give you freedoms, but to enslave you economically and socially in any way, these are people that are using force against you, or the direct use of force, right? So they're using that metaphorical gun in the room. They're not actually genuinely holding it to their head, but they're voting for someone to metaphorically hold a gun over your head or to your head to force you to do something against your will. And if they're doing that, you really should think about how you should perceive a person that wants to use preemptive force against you. You don't want to be nice to them. You don't want to play nice with these people. At first, it might just be that they're confused. So my default position, and I'll just say this is what I do, right? So if I'm going to talk with a person, my default position is I'm just going to pretend that they're good people, and that's how I'm going to start the conversation. But as it progresses, and if they keep talking about how they want to use government as a means to an end, well, I'll point out, I'll mention them so that they're clear. You do understand that government is a monopoly of force. And if I can get them to at least understand that, or even if they don't quite understand that, I do. So even if they haven't quite come to figure that out yet, I'm going to point out to them, you want to use violence, preemptive violence, or you want other people to use preemptive violence or threats of preemptive violence against me. How do you think I'm going to react to that? How do you think I want to react to a person that wants other people to use threats of violence against me to achieve their goals or their aims? Yeah, that pisses me off when people want to use violence against me. And like I say, when my life is threatened, or when my economic prosperity is threatened, which is definitely today, is yes, I feel like I'm under threat. Once again, I'm not necessarily going to myself go out and do anything that's foolish, stupid, or anything that's going to cause harm to me or my family, but I definitely am going to point out there on a continual basis that that's me today. If you keep pushing your luck and keep trying to enslave me further, well, who knows what I'm going to be tomorrow, next month, next year. So this is why we should all be sitting down and having these kinds of discussions so that we don't have these kind of violent outcomes. Look what's happening around the Western world and down the U.S. and stuff. This kind of political division, this kind of infighting, this kind of social engineering is causing a lot of anger to actually explode and start to come out in the form of genuine violence. Not just things that are rolling around in people's head. Now it's coming out in forms of genuine physical violence. And that happens as a consequence of people using preemptive violence already against them. So, whether you're talking about the shooter down in Texas or the shooter up, in Ohio. So one was a right winger, one was a left winger. Both of them obviously felt something was very, very bad, not just in their lives, but in a lot of other people's lives, that they felt so desperate. And yeah, they were probably ridiculous. I mean, who knows? But you central planners, you authoritarians have caused them to believe that they're in that position that's so detrimental that they're willing to sacrifice their own lives or risk their own lives or take the lives of other people as a means to defend what they perceive as their kind of freedom, right? So, like I say, whether you're on the left or the right politically, allowing the state to continue to grow, to be such a monopoly, a representation of that kind of force or violence, well, that's just going to breed more and more violence. And the more force you use towards people, well, I mean, a lot of good people, a lot of decent Canadians will turn their cheek. I mean, I've seen Canadians turn their cheek so many times nowadays, like, I wonder how they're not dizzy from spinning around so many times from turning their cheek. But at some point in time, people will get to the point where their desperation reaches a point or a level where they're like, I'm not turning my cheek no more. I'm trying to prevent that. People like myself are saying, don't bring us to that point. Stop fucking, because that's the thing. These elitists, these dipshits in the media and these political hacks, they believe that they themselves, they'll never, ever have to worry about it because they feel like they're protected, right? Even you folks, I'm sure none of them are watching this video, but yeah, you're not going to be protected. Matter of fact, you got the biggest target on the planet on your head because now, because of social media and the internet and the information age, everyone knows who you are, and you vocalized how much of an opponent you are to people's individual rights, freedom, and liberty. So, at least back in the old day, right, it was really hard for the Stasis or the authoritarian collectivists to catch everyone's names who wanted to rule over each other, right? That's how those battles unfolded. But like today, that information is all out there and readily available. So you authoritarians really need to wisen up and stop playing your games and going flying all over the world, heading off to Davos and pretend that, oh yeah, well, we can just keep manipulating. Oh, the puppets will just keep going on. Do you not remember the 20th century? Right? You should. Because it can happen. We ain't going to be the exact same. It's going to be going to unfold a little bit differently than it did in the past. But yes, you obviously must know that there's a potential for an upending of the apple cart in terms of the establishment, and you're going to be the one that's going to suffer at the end of the day. Yeah, some other low-grade people will too, but the low-grade people are already suffering. You're at this point in time, you're escaping that. To me, the onus is on you to be wiser so that you don't have to suffer as well. But apparently, these out-of-touch elitists just don't even grasp how close to the precipice they truly are. But some of the media and even some of the establishment politicians are starting to take notice and take heed, which is why they're now starting to warn. What's that article? I didn't want to bring it up because I was actually going to cover it in the video. I still will. But yeah, they're taking notice, folks. They know what's going on. Senior officials in Ottawa, this is a CBC News Politics article. Senior officials in Ottawa advised to focus on the majority to counter populism, documents show. Social cohesion must become a new lens of policymaking, officials wrote. So yeah, even, like I say, even the hacks, even the central planners, even your thought leaders and rulers are starting to take notice and recognize that, well, if they keep playing this game for much longer, it's going to unfold in a way that's not just in opposition to how they want it to, but they have no idea how it's going to unfold, and neither do I. And once that shit starts, like I say, once that Pandora box is open, once violence and rebellion takes hold, yeah, good luck trying to shove that back in the box. Not going to happen. And you elitists aren't going to be able to use your rhetoric to prevent it from continuing forward. So, like I say, the onus is on you now to do the right thing. And stop playing this identity politics shit and start acknowledging and respecting people's individual rights, freedoms, and liberties. Because if you won't do it, the people will ultimately end up demanding it, and you won't be able to deny them. Trust me, your numbers are way smaller compared to the mob or the majority. right? The lowly serfs, the lowly peasants. They don't got much, but they got numbers. And eventually, when they've come to terms with, hey, maybe we shouldn't be fighting amongst each other, and they finally realize and they all pivot and focus their attention on you, then what? You might be enjoying the infighting right now, but how long is that going to last? I'm laughing my socks off right now, right on. Is that at me or with me? I would say you're with me, right? In this day and age, off with the head. What? Yeah. For anti-Semitism. Metaphorically speaking, of course, right, Kat? Yeah, I agree with that. Stop with this anti-Jew stuff. Well, just stop with anti-any like group, right? Be anti a particular individual that's an asshole or an authoritarian or a collectivist or a socialist or people that want to steal or plunder. Yeah, be against those individuals. But yeah, I hate this whole concept of identity politics or this turning entire groups into like our evil opponents. I know for a fact, I don't care if it's a Jewish person and a First Nations or Aboriginal person, a black person, a Muslim, a white person, an Irishman. No, but I don't care. Man, woman, religious person, atheist. I don't look at people and say, oh, you're only whatever your group tells you. No, you're an individual. I might want to figure out who you are as an individual. You might be foolish enough to align with a particular group. Doesn't necessarily mean that you yourself are as evil as maybe the leader of that group that are trying to manipulate you to bring you or for you to carry favor with that group. Let's just, like I say, let's deal with each other as individuals. Then we don't have to worry about this collective bullshit and having people like saying, oh, those Jews or oh, those Muslims or oh, those Christians or oh, those whites or oh, those blacks or oh, those brown. Like, stop. Like I say, let's point out the actual individuals that are screwing us over, right? Come on. Not entire groups. Because like I say, even within those groups, the people that comprise those groups, there's going to be some people that are good, that are bad. There's followers, there are leaders, there are people that are fully understand what's going on. They're like zealous and they love it. And there are other ones that just don't know what's going on, but they just were part of the tribe. And those people, don't hate on the people that don't know what's going on. They just want to be part of the tribe. I think we all kind of want to be part of some kind of tribe in some sort, right? That's kind of buried in our psychology and our psyche, right? Based on our evolutionary process. But once again, you can help people. People have helped me. I've helped others. We can help these people too. So don't stop using collective bullshit and painting people in these groups as all being bad. Because yeah, it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help it doesn't help your argument in any way, as far as I'm concerned. And the only people that will accept that and adopt that kind of rhetoric are people that, low resolution or knuckle draggers. And do we really want to align with those people? No. They should be looking up to us. The knuckle draggers should be looking up to us. We shouldn't be trying to appeal to them or stoop down to their level. Never. No. So right on, Kat. Good for you. I agree 100%. Enough with this kind of identity politics and painting or stereotype entire groups. It's okay to generalize, and that's fine, but just keep the exception, the outliers known so that people realize that, oh, I get where you're coming from, right? Because, there are generalized statements that you can make. Like, are there a lot of Jewish people that are wealthy and maybe lawyers? Yeah. So what's your point, right? Who cares? So there are actually, you can look through a lot of other groups too, and you'd be like, yeah, they can meet that same requirement as well. So it's not like they're the only ones. That's the thing. Like, stop. I can't stand that, because once I hear someone talk from that way, it's like, matter of fact, usually if I hear people talking in that kind of collective mentality, it's like, okay, I'm just going to go the other way. I'll just do my thing and let them argue amongst themselves, because I don't want to get into that, playing that collective game. It's foolish. It's nonsense. Hey, what's going on, Mark PT? Hello from Sackville, Nova Scotia. Right on, another East Coaster. I'll drink to that. Nova Scotia, New Scotland, right? Yeah, my aunt's she's now living in New Brunswick. I actually lived over there. I have an aunt from Nova Scotia. I lived on the Dartmouth side of things. But Halifax and Dartmouth, they're basically both sides. You got the McDonald Bridge. I think it's called the McDonald Bridge, right? Oh, no, the McKay Bridge. That's the McKay Bridge, I believe. It's been a long time. When I was like, 10, 11 years old. That's a pretty cool spot. I like living there. Used to go down there, and there was some old ships down there at the harbor. And we as kids, we used to go down, wait till the tides went out, go messing around, checking out these ships and checking out all those crabs. Oh my God, there was a lot of crabs. Once the tide was out, holy crap, look at all these freaking crabs crawling around everywhere. Yeah, Nova Scotia's a cool spot. What's up, Mark? Yeah, writing on the net does not convey the ton of the conversation. You're so right, Gato. Yeah, I know. Like, that's the thing. People are getting these low resolution political talking points, and it drives me nuts because they're not getting some good, solid information as what I would offer, right? A little pat on the back there. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean. Yeah, people need to hear things with a little bit more nuance other than a 30-second political talking point. No wonder they're so dumbed down and feel like they can only pick from, a couple very finite sides on a political equation without thinking about things critically. That's what they've been taught to do for so long. And we're trying to counter that. And thanks to everyone, those of you that actually help support me so that I can, because it's very important for us to try to break free from the old molds. Don Hicks, freedom is free. I thought someone else put that, or am I reading the same thing over again? What fence? Whose? Again, my friend, it comes down to morality. Whose? Oh, must be talking amongst each other. Mama Bear. What's going on? Ricky Spanish. Oh, Ricky Spanish. Never looked at it like that. Oh, wait, I see. Oh, I see my name come up down here. Oh, hey, Rika. Holy crap. This is one of those things where apparently I had to scroll down quicker. Jeez, why does it do that? Fatherless homes. Ooh, lots of good stuff here. I've been missing out on lots of good shit here. But I got to keep going down. Poverty enforcement officers have been dispatched by Shaky Pete had to meet with Angelina Ireland. Oh, yeah. It's an awesome candidate out of Delta PC or at BC for the PPC. Glad to hear that. Actually, am I supposed to do an interview with her? I've got a whole bunch of stuff lined up, and I got to get all this stuff sorted out for my interview so I can get this stuff done. Oh, actually, but yeah, ho. Okay, yeah. Let me get a couple things done, but yeah, I just wanted to point out because there's an idea. Actually, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to hold off on reading the comments here for now. If you're really serious and it's important, then I will do it. And the only way I'll see it, that super chat thing. Hey, that's unfortunately what we have to do today, folks, because like I say, I gotta feed myself too, right? If I'm gonna spend this much time trying to educate, entertain, and inform, well, even a circus monkey gets a paycheck, right? But anyways, folks, seriously though, but I did want to point out, so here's my thing. So let's get serious here for 1 minute. Actually, let me take a quick drink. So here's my thought. What if, and it's not just me. There's been a couple other people that kind of point this stuff out, and I think it's actually a great idea, and I think it's something we should do. So what if, when it comes to the debates, that we get Maxime Bernier to do a live broadcast, and we'll have the other broadcast, well, I mean, it'll be automatically streaming anyways, but while the live broadcast of the debates is streaming, we have Maxime Bernier, maybe with a few people. Hopefully I could be part of that, right? I would love to, but if not, it's not about me, folks. At the end of the day, it's not about me at all. I don't even give a shit if people never know who I am. Matter of fact, if we were living in a totally free country, I'd be like, forget who I am. I don't give a shit because it's never about me. But let's just say there was Maxime and some some people in Canada, some of his supporters, maybe members, candidates, public figures, YouTube personalities, and every time a question was put forth or posed to the four standing on the stage, Maxime took it on himself to answer that question with his own answer, right? And make this, like I say, a live stream and get that out there, right? Make the PPC 2019, hashtag let Max be, do all that stuff to get that viral and get it trending so that people see, actually, Maxime does have an answer and he is participating in this debate, even though they haven't let him, but we're going to make sure that exists. Because once again, personal responsibility, right? If we're going to say, well, we demand personal responsibility, well, then the onus is on us to do that. And the responsibility would be, okay, the mock debates, The CBC, these hacks in the media and the political establishment in this country, they don't want Maxime involved. Okay, well, all right, whatever. We're not going to require you to do so. Well, we can't demand it because you have all the control, you have all the power, right? But we don't need your stage. We'll create our own stage over here, and we'll let Max answer those questions with his own words. And like, even if you don't want to watch it live at that moment, while that debate's taking place, while it's unfolding, well, that video will stay uploaded, and people like myself and all of us in the YouTube community can share that. And like I say, get that information out there so that we do have a genuine chance to make sure that Maxime was in the debates. Sure, the hacks didn't want to let him be on the stage, but he still was there to answer the questions regardless of that. Like I say, and does not do a perfect job of showing this is how you lead. That if you want individual rights, freedoms, and liberty, well, like I say, don't beg your masters to give it to you. Lead by example and make that happen, right? Make that happen. And then what are they going to do? Say, well, I guess he kind of said, we're showing with another clear-cut example that, yeah, we don't need to beg people, right? Now, we can just make that shit happen all on our own. And that will send a message to the people. And I think it'll be very inspirational. I don't know. Like I say, I want to hear what your opinions are in the chat, because like I say, that's just something that's kind of been on my mind and on the minds of a couple other people in Canada too. And it's something that's what I think we really need to do is, even if like we should still be fighting to try to get Maxime in the debates, I would still love to see that. I still want to see that spectacle, if not for anything more than to see these hacks have to actually listen to a genuinely principled political leader say things that no other political party leader has said for as long as most of the people that would be watching that has ever existed. Like I say, they'll have their Ron Paul moment if Maxime gets on that stage, or at least a quasi Ron Paul moment. I shouldn't put Maxime too far up there, because Ron Paul might be a little bit even further towards the libertarian. Well, he definitely is further towards the libertarian side of things that even Maxime is. But hey, he could be his Ron Paul. It could be his Ron Paul-like moment for sure. But yeah, if we can get that happening so that Maxime is actually part and parcel of the debates without actually having to stand on the stage and show that he's got a genuine large amount of support and get people watching his stream, actually, that would be awesome. Let's see how that number. Hey, this would be a great way to show. Imagine how those numbers would unfold, because they've been saying that, Maxime only has 2% support. So let's say CBC gets 10,000 people watching their stream. If we could get close to that same number watching Maxime's stream, well, think of how much that would destroy the credibility of those poll numbers or the supposedly low number of support for Maxime. Like I said, this could do a lot to help dispel the lies and the myths that the establishment media and the ruling establishment has been telling the Canadian people to keep them away from even looking into what the PPC stands for and what Maxime as a leader stands for. Like I say, I think this is a good idea. I think this is something, and Matt Southall has been reaching out to me, and yeah, thanks, Matt, by the way. And he's going to try to get me in contact with Max, although I could do that myself. But maybe we are going to have to sit down and have a conversation. Like I say, I would even host it on my channel, although I don't think you would necessarily need that. I'll do it. Like I say, I'll give my whoever's got the most popular or has the most. I don't even care if it's me. There's probably other people in Canada probably have more Maxime. I'm just trying to think, out of all the Maxime Bernier supporters, there's probably even more that have. I would think, right? Surely there's more that has. Whoever it is, I don't give a shit. Like I say, but I would do it. Even if it's not someone else, I'll do it myself. I'll do it on the Canadian Libertarian channel. I don't care. For sure. I'll do whatever I can to help Maxime so that he has the ability to actually participate in the debate without actually standing on the stage if they prevent him from doing so. What do you think, folks? Let me know. Let me know in the chat, folks. Let me know in the chat. Oh, damn. Yeah, I can't. Hey, got my vote. Awesome. I'm going way up. I can't go way up. Jeez. I'm slow on this chat, man. It shows that you put a lot. Oh, thanks, Howard G. I really do. I think you're talking to me, right? But I really do. I put a lot of work into everything I do. That's kind of always been. Ask anyone that's ever known me. That's just me. That's me in a nutshell. Oh, this is me in a nutshell. I'm just kidding. Howard, or I mean, that's what was that off of? Oh, the spy who shagged. No, International Man of Mystery. One of those Austin Powers movies. This is me in a nutshell, remember? Yeah, it's just my own internal joke here, I guess. Who is freedom defined by? Oh, is this the same guy that asked me this question before? LOL Poets Rock. Right on, Cat. Who is freedom? Well, no one gets to define freedom. Who defines math? Who defines arithmetic? Who defines multiplication or addition? No one person. You just put out something that's universally consistent, and then everyone will have to accept and adopt it because it's universally consistent. No one defines freedom. Well, the NEP does, non-aggression principle. Stefan Molyneux's modern iteration of that, called the UPB, that does a pretty good job. Ayn Rand's objectivism, although she did leave a little bit of area there for government, I acknowledge it. She did leave a little bit of area there for people to still believe in the state, some small segment. But if you will listen to her and you understand where she was coming from, or her philosophy, or even Aristotle, right? No one person. Lots of people have talked about it. Lots of people have discussed it. Lots of people have contributed to the fundamental understanding of what it is to be free, but nobody gets to define it. What defines it? It has to be based and entrenched on something that's universally consistent, and objectively true. That's it. That's all. That's right. So some out of this world concept called objective reality gets to define what freedom is. Sorry. But yeah, that's what it is. Oh, what the hell that was. Anyways, nobody gets to define it. That's the answer to your question, Edgar. Freedom costs $1. $1.05? $1.05? NC 567. Well, where's my $1.05? Just kidding. Hey, gato. The Tree of Liberty. Oh, that's it. Yeah, no, shit. I'm way up there. Then I've got those answering that from Jefferson. That's like way up there. Got to get down here. Sorry, folks. Whoo, scroll down. Frustrated. Sorry. Hey. If I'm not answering your question, I'm really sorry, but it goes up and down, and sometimes it freezes, and then I'm waiting for it, and then it's like, oh, Reverend Jim Jones, any Yaniv sightings? Yaniv. That Yaniv got his, her, whatever the hell he wants to be described as, or she, or it, or zer, or z, or, yeah, got the 15 minutes of fame, but pretty sure that's not going to work out very good, though. How you like on that 15 minutes now? All right. Dang. Steve LaCroix, this is a narrative I hear a lot these days. A lot of people are eager to die for many reasons. Hey, we're all going to die someday. Don't you wish this is a result of some government brainwash? Sounds yummy, Faye. I don't know what Faye said, but it sounds yummy, I guess. Right on. Nothing yet, sir. I will keep you informed of any such happening. They'll never succeed, Bennett, not as long as we promote common sense, good morality. Right on, Edgar. I really do hope we win. I believe we will win at the end of the day, because we've got a lot of things that our authoritarian counterparts lack. They've got rhetoric. Oh, do they got rhetoric? Well, that's pretty much all they got, though. Well, actually, no, that's not true. A lot of entrenched power at this point in time, but once again, in the information age, that's all. That's the emperor. Oh, there's no clothes after all. As long as we point it out, the emperor's not wearing any clothes. So really, they don't have a whole lot. Freedom is God-given. It is not. That's right. Don Hicks, you said it exactly correct. Freedom is God-given. Or if you're an atheist or not a believer, just call it inalienable. Or just by natural extension of you being born, right? Yes, you should be born as a free human being. You are born as a free human being. And the onus is on your parents, when you're still vulnerable, to protect and defend your freedoms and your liberties. And when you become an adult, well, then that becomes your responsibility to make sure that the people that want to rule over you understand that, no, I'm a free human being. You don't get that. You don't get to rule over me. And you have to first point it out to them. And if they refuse to acknowledge your demand that you're not going to be their serf, subject, or slave, then the onus is on you to make sure that they understand it very much, to the point where it's like, well, if you try to enslave me, it's going to be a whole lot of harm coming towards you. That's the only thing I say. Not like I say, I'm not a fan of preemptive threats of violence, but I am a huge fan of threat and violence as a means to defend yourself against those who do want to use preemptive violence against you. And that's completely not just moral and ethical, but legal too. So there's not a damn thing they can do to you if you say, I want to defend myself against people who want to cause harm to me or use preemptive force or violence or threats thereof towards me. All completely legit. And there's not a damn thing anybody can do to prevent you from saying or doing such. Rocky Spanish, what's going on? Did you know Terry Fox? Oh, I didn't know him personally. Awesome dude, though. Yeah, that was that guy with the cancer or something right in his leg. I remember that, yeah. I think it was cancer, and he lost his leg. I believe it was cancer. But yeah, he lost his leg, and he did that wicked marathon across the country. Yeah, that was quite a story. It was quite an inspirational story, to be honest with you. I don't know if there was any politics involved with it. Well, when at that point in time, I was quite young. Probably wasn't overly concerned if there was any politics involved. I was just, I think the story, the inspirational aspect of it is what most Canadians took away from the Terry Fox run. If that thing came near me, it would be in extreme danger. Must be talking about Yano. Hey, Northern Gamer, what's going on? Whole grain bread never fails to uplift a nation from crisis. Yeah, I forgot, actually. I'm not even supposed to be answering people's comments unless you're offering money. I'm just kidding. But I actually have heard people say that. It's like, if you just answer everyone's question, well, you'll never get a super chat. It does seem to be that way. But whatever. I can't help it. I am who I am. We learned about him in middle school in USA. Oh, really? In the U.S. they did too. Jeez, you folks down in the U.S. Well, of course, it was a great story, so I can understand that. But down in the U.S., you already have lots of great stories about lots of people that stood up and defended things or fought for things. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It was a cool story. I remember how it unfolded. Like I say, without the politics. Okay, myself even. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting down there. Hey, Rika, what's going on? Nice to see you in the chat. Really appreciative to have you here today, Rika. Always a nice addition to the chat to have Rika there. Ricky Spanish, cool cat, Ganda. Oh, here we go. Rika again. Hello, Mrs. Canadian Libertarian. Oh, if you're lurking. Right on, Rika. No, actually, no, she's not here right now. No, but I will definitely tell her you said hi, Rika, for sure. But she's not here right now. That's awesome. Thank you, Bennett Cat. Thank you, Cat in Canada. Thank you, Bennett. No one was talking about the small hats, but yet someone was accused. Oh, me. Okay. Sorry. I like I said, I don't know because I'm only paying attention to a portion of the chat. I can't watch them all, but so thanks for the clarity, Cat. I went to a juicer bar. Does that count? I don't know what that means. On those humans. Oh, damn humans, huh? Race baiting, Cat Canada. Okay, everyone's talking back here. Okay, here we go, Steve. Exactly, man. They keep people divided by focusing on dandy all the time. It's corrupt leadership of every group that is the problem. Ah, so true, Steve. So true, Steve. Like I said, we gotta have a chat here someday. Do an interview together. Okay, more stuff about vaccines. Oh, Gato, what's going on? Ben, I know you will read this comment 20 minutes later. How far am I off from it? Damn, I wish there was a timestamp on there because Gato might be right on the money, right? I'm sorry if it is. Listen, it's a weird thing, Gato, man. When matter of fact, if I could show you, well, I probably could if I wanted to get in the screen share thing. But anyways, when I look over here, it looks like my chat thing, like when you're scrolling down, it looks like it's at the bottom. It really does. But then for some reason, if I go up and then back down or hit the down button, it makes it so, there's a whole lot more there, but it doesn't do it quickly in real time for some reason. Oh, maybe I got to be watching. See, I'm watching that. Maybe I got to watch the first part of the stream first. Let me go over here. Hold on. I might have to, you know what? You might have helped me figure something out, Gato. Friggin' old guys like me. Yeah? No, just kidding. Reverend Jim Jones. So that's the first one, last one I'm seeing on that. Reverend Jim Jones. Oh, maybe that's the problem. Anyways, 20 minutes later and it will be out of context, but me and Kat were joking about back. Oh, okay. Sorry, Gato, man. I'm going to go actually to my original part of the stream. I went to this one, you know, how you open it up again in a whole new window, but maybe this is the one that stays constantly behind. So I'm going to go back to the other one here one sec. Have not only been part of the tribe, we were trying. Well, I was joking. Hub City. Your status? You already have authority. You already have authority over me, except I'm not Canadian. What? Whoa. Oh, I see AJ. What's going on with the status here? We got some arguments going on here. Can I get in on it? No, I'm just kidding. Wait, no, I see. Hey, guys. What's up, AJ? Yeah, I wish I could bring a couple people in the chat, but no can do. Well, I can't actually. AJ probably knows too because I heard him on your roundtable. I did watch, not all of it, unfortunately, yet, AJ, but I did watch your roundtable thing that you had on the that other gentleman's channel. You do know you can live stream still, right, AJ? You just can't do the Hangouts on air, but you can still live stream, man, right from your own channel. You just go to the. I'll just mention right now for anyone that's watching this chat, if you don't know, although I think most people probably figured it out, but you don't go into the whole creator studio thing now to do your live streams. You just go straight up. So you go to your channel and then you just go up to that, you know, that little part that says camera and gives you the ability to upload a video or create a post or go live. Click on that. And well, actually, once you click on that, you just follow the instructions and you'll see it actually works that way. But once again, it can only be a one person. You can't involve anyone anymore. But as you know, there are alternative options out there as far as setting up for multiple people. And I already have basically, I think, figured out the ones I'm going to use. So I'm going to be getting back into the interviews and it'll probably be. Oh, actually, I don't have it uploaded right now. But yeah, like I say, there's I can't actually remember the name, but yeah, there's a few options out there. So it's not as cool though. It's not as cool as the Hangouts on air. I got to admit, I really, really like the Hangouts on air. It really kind of bums me out that YouTube got rid of it. Hey, green beard. Okay, let me get down here. Swagweed. The only one who gets to roll over people is me. Right on, AJ. Yes, sir. Yes, master. Yes, Master AJ. I'm very tempted to tame AJ out, to time AJ. Be careful, AJ. You think you have an authoritarian bent, huh? Rico will trump you on that one. I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah, you're fighting for power, and you know what? She's in a better position than you are right now. So be careful. I'm just kidding. You won't be able to time me out after I gain authority. Well, she could still hack. TikTok. That's funny. You guys are hilarious. That's good stuff. All right. Hey, Paul Greening's in the chat. Nice to see you in the chat. Oh, God, Terry Fox died in 1981. I guess I'm old because it doesn't feel that long. Hey, well, I guess I'm pretty old, too, because I do remember the whole Terry Fox thing. But, yeah, 1981. Well, I was only 11 years old in 1981. Jeez. So, yeah, he died in 81. Man, I was real young when that was happening. I'm surprised I remember it. Well, no, but it's not just because of how it unfolded. But, you know, a lot of people have talked about it since. So that's probably why it's still fresh in a lot of our minds. But my laptop crapped out. No, that's all. It's all good, Kat. No, don't worry about a thing. Like I say, no worries at all. No worries. Carl Bunt. I've heard that name before. Where have I heard that name? Carl Bunt. Good May and women. I stand with you. Always thank the vets. Carl Munt. At Carl Munt. Oh, it's someone in the chat. Oh, there we go. That's why. Yeah, because Carl's been in the chat before. That's probably why. I believe the greatest in Canadians will stand united for not our generation, but for those that are come after us. It's up to us now. Yeah, well, I think we do have to, right? That's that reciprocal effect. We have to make sure that we're taking care of not just ourselves, but our kids and our grandkids. And that's the thing. A lot of people in the public sector or these elitists, they don't have kids. So to them, it's like, they don't give a shit about the future. They're pure Keynesian, right? In the end, we're all dead. Who gives a shit about the future, right? Bunch of Keynesians. But yeah, for those of us that do have kids, that do have a future stake, right, that we care about, it's like, yeah, that kind of puts us in a completely different mindset, doesn't it, right? But you won't hear that. You won't hear anyone in the established media talk about that. You're only going to get this kind of information from like chats based on my channel or other people that are as part of the alternative media landscape, not just in Canada, but in the Western world. Like I say, all those areas of thought that you've never heard anyone in the established media or who are part and parcel of the ruling class in this country or the establishment parties, all those areas that you're always frustrated. Like, how come they never talk about these things? Aren't you at least happy to know that there are people like myself or people like those who are in the chat or all these other amazing Canadians that are now stepping up the plate in the information age that are giving you that kind of information? Come on. There was a major deficit for truth out there. And it's got to be damn well refreshing to a lot of you to finally see it actually come to light. I know, even for myself, and I've been delving into this for a long time, for over a decade now. But even now, I'm still excited to know that I'm still hearing information out there that, like I say, if I was only paying attention to the established media or those who represent the ruling class in this country, I'd be just as ignorant as those who keep voting for them, right? And I'm so glad that I'm not in that position any longer. And I want to make sure that more and more Canadians aren't stuck in that position either. Oh, I see there's a $5 donation there. Cool. Got to get back down here. It's Frederick. What's going on? Come on the TCR tonight. Oh, damn it. What time? The only thing is the wife will be home in, what time is it? And, if I go too long, I always like to save a couple hours a day. Because as you know, if anyone pays attention to what I do, come on. I got to spread myself around. I got my own personal life. I got kids. I got a wife. I got, family and friends. So I do always got to at least leave a little bit. I get some you don't have to worry about that, and good for you at your particular time. But you'll get to the point where you are today, where you'll have someone else that might rely and depend on you for at least giving a little bit of your attention from time to time too. And I got to be fair. So I would tell you the truth, Frederick. But how about we just save it aren't we supposed to have like a debate, probably a friendly debate, I would imagine, in regards to, it was libertarianism, right? Actually, it was libertarianism that we were supposed to be debating, right? But yeah, we can save that for then. And I'll come on to that. So tonight I won't necessarily be able to do it, but I definitely will, Frederick. And I've said it here, and everyone that's listening to this chat can call me out if I don't, right? Is I will come on your show. I've said I will, and I definitely will. But let's do it in a way that, we can maybe get down to things that maybe you wanted to cover, right? And tonight sounds like you want to do a roundtable. And if I came on it, if we were delving with those things, I think we would basically make it so that no one else would get involved in the conversation, more or less, right? Because as you know, I delve down deep. You're not going to get a 30-second soundbite from me. 30 minutes maybe, but no, I'm just kidding. But I do appreciate the donation. And you know what? If I do get a chance, although no, if I can't go on it, I probably won't even get a chance to watch it. But I definitely will watch it. Like I say, I was watching your, was it you? No, it wasn't on your channel. It was on that other gentleman's channel. But I'll definitely end up watching it. Or will I? If AJ shares it, am I subscribed to your YouTube channel, Frederick? Maybe post a link to whatever channel that's going to be on tonight, because you guys keep moving it around, right? To different channels. So if it's going to be on AJ's, or if AJ is going to share on his, then I'll definitely check it out, because I usually tend to watch AJ's stuff. But if it's on another channel, just post it in the link of this or in the chat here. So not just me, but other people will be able to watch it as well. I'll definitely check it out. Just might not be tonight. Like the blonde lady from the PBC, she says some straight shooting stuff. Oh, is that Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson? Yeah, she's pretty awesome, right? I don't think there's a politically correct bone in that woman's body. I love it. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, Julie, what's going on? Nice to see Julie in the chat. If I ever get a chance there, Julie, we should have a chat too. We'll have to do it with a different program, obviously, because Hangouts on Air kind of sucks. Hey, at least we can still live stream personally, but it kind of stinks that we can't interact in the Hangouts on Air. Well, not just that, but how simple it was, right? I mean, like, because, those of us that do what we do, especially us YouTubers, we work hard already as it is. So it was nice to have a situation set up where I didn't have to worry about editing camera angles or views and when they're talking. And I love the Hangouts on Air and how it all basically did everything all basically automatically on its own. I freaking loved it. It really kind of grinds my gears that we don't have it anymore. We're oppressed. Bennett likes it deep. LOL, couldn't help myself. Wait a minute. Okay, well, yeah. All right, cool. What else? Julie, Rika, Kat, Steve, awesome. Oh, and AJ's in the chat too, Julie. Actually, does Julie know AJ? I think you know AJ. Yeah, pretty sure. Fairly sure. Anyways, thank you for joining the chat. And let me get over to, once again, verbal indeed. Oh, yeah, there she goes. AJ has gone. So let me go back to this first part here. Yeah. See how this stream part, rather than looking at the secondary part of the stream, let's see how quickly this one scrolls. Maybe it'll keep on top of things quicker. How's it going? Steve in the chat. All right. Aha. Yeah, looks like that might actually be working. No, actually, this is slower. So, no, I was right. It's actually slower. Tariq can smell AJ. AJ is famous in Canada. Okay, now let me go back over here. No, it's the same. So, actually, no, I checked. Because, when you start a stream, well, those of you that stream, AJ and Julie and those of you, there's Enrica too, right? When you start the stream, you know how you get your own stream, and then you got, like, you can open up the second YouTube so that you can share the actual link with everyone and stuff. And you have that open. Well, that one's staying in line with this one. So actually it's staying just as behind as the original one. So I guess it doesn't help me in any way, but for some reason, this chat, and I'm not kidding you, for some reason, the chat stays behind. So when you get to those points, like that was pointed out earlier, where it seems like I'm late, Gato was pointing out where I'm late responding. I think it might be that I just have to go down and keep clicking that down button to make sure that the chat stays up to speed. Your favorite anti-socialist, Julie? Really? Oh, okay. So it's like that, is it? No, I'm just kidding. I'm anti-socialist. Just kidding. It's all good. I'm being censored now. Oh, Lucky Skunk. Why, what's going on there, Lucky Skunk? Who's censoring you? Verbal Armament says, what's up, AJ and Frederick? Sup? Right on, Julie. Whew. I was a little bit worried there for a moment. You had me. I was starting to get a little bit of insecurity or an inferiority complex there. But thanks. I feel much better now. And now AJ, he's all gushing. You made AJ's night, Julie. I think everyone experiences that leg. Oh, what's up, Frederick? I know, another $5. Thanks, Frederick. Appreciate it. Hello, everyone. Please join us on. Oh, yeah. Join Frederick. And so you're going to have AJ, Chris, and, well, himself. Yeah, Frederick Godzilla Manka at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Awesome. Yeah, that'll be actually excellent timing. So, yeah, I definitely recommend, if you've got the time, to head on over and join up with the chat that these guys will have going on. Because, yeah, they talk about some pretty cool stuff, too. Like, it's definitely a good I thoroughly enjoy listening to these guys. Al Jazeera. Oh, AJ, it smells like maple syrup. Anyways, let me get back to what this whole thing originally was. I just enjoy reading the chat now so much. So we were talking about the debates, and like I say, we got it. In case Julie, since you're new, I was kind of mentioning a little bit earlier on, so you don't have to watch the entire stream again. Is I'm kind of thinking just a rough draft here off the old cranium. Is when the debates are going on, I think we should try to get Maxime to do his own live stream and have a few of us Canadian, maybe more of the popular YouTubers, the more well-known YouTubers, kind of involved in that maybe, and help participate in some way, and get Maxime to participate in the debates. So when they're doing the debates, live on that stage for the monk debates, and asking the four leaders of these parties that are on the stage, well, let's give Maxime the ability while he's live streaming to answer those questions for himself, so that even after the debate is over, and even though the Canadians would be recognized that there was nobody there to represent the PBC, well, there was. The difference was that these hacks wouldn't allow Maxime to stand on the stage, but Max has still got the answers to all your questions in regards to these debates. And if Max does that, and we all help on our own pages, that's the thing. Get Maxime to do it. I don't care which channel it's done on. You could do it on your channel, Julie. Whoever wants to do it on their channel, whoever has the most popular audience or the most people that congregate to their channel, and then the rest of us use our channels to duplicate and spread that. Every one of us who are supporters, members, founding members, YouTubers, all of us that support Maxime Bernier and the PBC, we can all upload that and share that on our own platforms, so that we can make that so that the Canadians will be able to have that information. And because we're so decentralized, I'll be able to help people in my own little, my own little zones. You'll be able to help people in your own little area, and everyone else can do that. And we can show those Canadians that no, we actually, like I say, we don't require the central planners or these authoritarian hacks to do everything for us. We're going to take that responsibility, that personal responsibility, which that's one of the tenets of the whole PPC platform is personal responsibility. So we're going to take that personal responsibility and get Maxime in the debate. He might not be on the stage, but he's going to be answering those questions in the debate. And Canadians are definitely going to have access or the ability to hear what his answers were. What do you think of that idea, Julie? I think that's a pretty good idea, and a way that we can all be actively involved and get behind supporting Maxime, even though the establishment hacks have decided that they're going to try to silence and suppress him some way. Because I knew this was happening. I said earlier on, I knew the Ron Paul moment was going to happen in Canada the minute anyone tried to challenge the status quo, and it's basically unfolded almost as if it was written on a script. It's insane, really. Hey, what's going on, Frederick? Oh, wait, someone else did a donation here too. Let me scroll up here. Hey, AJ, thanks, AJ. Oh, it's Julie. Thanks, Julie. You're awesome. Bennett, come on, dude. Thanks, Frederick. Shit, man. A lot of peer pressure here. You're getting to me there, Frederick. Oh, we'll see. I can't make any promises, but it might be a possibility. Although, how you doing with all these? Oh, yeah, you're using different programs and stuff. Have you got all that stuff figured out? Because I know you guys were having some issues on that last one with sound and all that stuff. But hey, it's like I say, it's still a possibility. So probably not, but I'll give it still some thought for sure. Canadian Roundtable live stream, Rika and Julie. Thank you, Julie. $13.99 plus tax. No, just kidding. Thanks, Julie. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your work, Julie. I really, really do. And I'm always happy to know that there's so many other Canadians out there that are doing their best, and not just doing their best as far as what they got to present from their own YouTube channels, but so well articulate even. And like I say, could challenge anyone in the established media as far as putting forth a message or a narrative or a political or a philosophical stance. And matter of fact, a lot of you YouTubers are like head and shoulders above those who are getting a whole lot of like these. Think about these people that are hacks in the established media. They're so low grade as far as what they produce, and they're getting these huge paychecks. We can barely get what I think my YouTube channel for this month. I'm at $85 for the month, right? How can anyone ever live up $85 for the month? Yet some hack in the CBC that basically just repeats and regurgitates the talking point that was put out by a press release or the Associated Press or Reuters. They just basically get to copy and paste that without offering anything of any originality that they've had to think, and they get these huge paychecks and a gold-plated pension to boot, right? What's up with that? Talk about a discrepancy as far as what actual proper rewards should be for hard work and effort. Yeah. Dang. $9:30 same time. Yeah, so Eastern time. That's good. Fighting with 0.5. 9:30 same time. Bennett starts fighting with wife. Not really. Me and the wife, we've been together for like 29 years. It's going to be 30 years come April of next year. So, and we've got most of that fighting stuff figured out. We've ironed out most of the wrinkles in our relationship over the almost 30 years, right? But yeah, it still happens from time to time. And we are human, but no, it won't be tonight. Might be the opposite, though. Feeling a little frisky. Oh, this is a YouTube channel. Don't want to get too adult. Just kidding. You guys are funny. You guys are funny, guys and girls. I love it. AJ, appreciate the $5, buddy. You're awesome, dude. I can't talk Julie. Her husband has too much money. Her husband? What? Oh, come on, man. Julie probably makes her own coin, right? And she's worthy of that. I'm sure she works for it. But I get you. I know you're just joking around, just messing around there. I don't want to stir up anything between you guys. It's all light stuff, just joking around, right? I met Maxime Bernier recently, got a chance to talk. Packed my community. Huh. Really? Packed the hall. That's awesome. Well, I know listen, every time I've seen, and I've wanted to get to a couple of them, but damn, the timing's always crap. But anyways, yeah, I've seen some of the rallies and stuff that Maxime's had, and yeah, he definitely gets a good turnout of supporters. So it does not seem, like I say, when the media is out there putting forward that Maxime only has 1 or 2%. Well, once again, these are polls. And when I hear people, and I've had to respond to them on Twitter and stuff, well, why do you support a guy who's only got 2% support? Like, really, though? Where'd you hear that? Someone in the established media? Someone that can't stand the fact that someone actually is challenging the status quo? Have you never seen the fact that these pollsters have been proven to be wrong like so many times? Like, to me, it's like, really? How can you trust polls at this point in time? Well, these people, they don't trust them. They just want to pretend that they do so that it kind of aligns with the rhetoric, basically. Because there's no way anyone actually trusts the polls anymore. Or no one with an IQ above, 80? The Canadian Round Table. I actually like the name of that. That was a good name that you guys come up with, that. The Canadian Round Table. I like it. It's good. It's catchy. Scrolling on down. Mama Bear, Rika, the Hopeful Volunteers. I got you, hon. I got you. Right on. That's what I mean. I feel like we're all like one big happy family. Getting all gushy and emotional here. No, I'm just kidding. But this is awesome, folks. I really like it. Stop now. I need to pee. Steve, need to pee. Go ahead. At least you're not the one on the thing. I'll be all right tonight. But there was a couple when I was doing my live streams. I went there was a couple I couldn't believe it. Well, I say that, but then the wife would be the first one to say, what do you mean you can't believe you talked for 4 hours straight? What are you talking about? Of course I did. But I did it before where it was like, I couldn't hold it. I just basically had to, and I didn't have anyone, or was it? Yeah, there was one time where I didn't even have anyone in the stream to hopefully carry on. I had to basically pause it and then just go take a leak. But preferably it's nice to have someone in the stream, because after 4 hours, yeah. And I like to have a couple drinks while I'm sitting here, right? And get a little thirsty. But after 4 hours, and I'm getting to be an older man. I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to go to the washroom at some point in time. So yeah, I try to keep these streams down below 4 hours. Right? I'm at 148 now already. Actually, 2 hours is usually plenty enough, right? What do you folks think? 2 hours should be good, right? Am I on par with my thinking there. 2 hours should be maybe at the higher end of that. Oh, you know what? I know this is supposed to be mostly about Maxime and the debates, and we've kind of already covered this early on in this video, and I actually will cover a little bit yet, but I just got to go on a little bit of rant here about fucking Joe Rogan. Oh my God. Seriously? Normally I don't like to use those kind of words towards people just to be derogatory, but you know what? Toe deserves it with his Bernie. Listen, I have nothing against the fact that he brought Bernie Sanders on his podcast, right? And it was only an hour and something long. Well, that's the thing. When you're talking to politicians, you don't want to give them too much rope to hang themselves. Hey, Joe. Or you didn't want to sit there. Man, I almost threw up in my mouth a couple times. I was like, when I was listening to the way Joe was softballing these little stupid questions to Bernie. He's like, what are you, CNN? What are you, MSNBC? What are you, a socialist? Joe? Like, apparently Joe is like, he's so neck deep in LA and California. He's like, he doesn't want to, he still wants to pretend that like, hey, I'm part of the cool crowd too, the libertarians, right? The independents, the non-statists. Joe still is like, hey, I want to be part of you guys too. Hey, I own a gun. I go shooting. I like liberty. But as soon as one of his lefties step on the stage or he has to look them in the eyes, he's like, yes, Bernie. Hey, Bernie. Love you, Bernie. What a fucking Joe Rogan. What a guy, man. I lose more and more respect for that guy on a continuing, ongoing basis. And normally I'm not, like I say, he is what he is. And like I say, lives in the belly of the beast. What do you expect, right? The guy has to go outside of his door. But that's the other part. Actually, it's not just that he has to go outside the door in California, but after he did that Bernie interview and where it's like, you didn't push back against anything. Yeah, go back and watch some of the fucking interviews when he did with Stefan Molyneux. Now, Stefan Molyneux is not a politician. I get that. But Stefan Molyneux is a philosophical fucking genius, man. Like, please. And if you doubt that, I mean, go ahead and challenge him someday to an intellectual or philosophical debate and watch how fucking stupid he makes you look, right? But yeah, here Joe, a guy like an intellectual, philosophical genius, basically, as far as I'm concerned, Joe is like constantly like trying to poke holes in his very, very clear and concise philosophy in regards to freedom. But Bernie Sanders, everybody should have free health care. And Joe doesn't, there's no little part of your little brain, Joe, that says, wait a minute, how are we going to pay for that? Don't you think theft is wrong, Bernie? Don't you think theft is immoral in any way, Bernie? But nothing from Joe. Like I say, why? Well, probably because his little lefty Mike that sits there that runs his show for him, Joe probably has to cater to him because, like, Joe probably like, well, I'm not very literate as far as technology, so I'm going to need a lefty to do all that for me. So I guess I better, make sure I've surrounded myself with these people. I don't want to piss them off too much. He was getting a little bold, a little brash there. Maybe Mike put him in his place. Well, Bernie probably did. So now Joe's going to have to I better get back to Joe. Go back to doing your thing, man. Just go. And you know what? Go back to doing your UFC, holding the mic up and talking about the people that are actually doing something, the ones that are actually genuinely fighters, right? Go back to doing that, Joe, because you've got soft in your old age, man. And in reality, just like with some people that had high statures in their past, go out with grace, man. Go out with grace. Don't go out whimpering and whining and becoming a lefty collectivist socialist, Joe, because that's not how you want to be remembered. Trust me. But yeah, Joe Rogan and his goddamn kissing up to Bernie Sanders. What a freaking sellout that guy is. He is truly pathetic at this point in time. And I understand why he's doing it, because at the end of the day, Joe's like everyone else. I love how he's listening to Bernie talk about socialism. Meanwhile, Joe's like, but you like your paycheck, don't you, Joe? Why you got ads on your videos? Joe, you're already rich. Hey, how come you didn't tell Bernie, hey, I'm going to stand on principle, Bernie. Yeah, all this socialism. Hey, let me step up. I've got, what? No, I'm just guessing. Let's say I got 100 million in the bank. Hey, I'm going to give you 90 of that, Joe. Or Bernie, here, let me give you 90 that show you that I'm leading by example. I like socialism. I like income redistributions. That's why I'm going to give you 90% of my paycheck and 90% of all the paychecks I've had in the past, and you can spread that out around whoever you want there, Bernie. How come I didn't hear Joe say that? Why? Because he's a fucking hypocrite. That's why. He's fucking goddamn elitist dipshit that gets some money. And I thought Joe wasn't that. For a while, I thought Joe was like, oh, there's an elitist, or that's a guy that live in the elitist valley or headquarters. But he managed to escape that. But hey, they're keeping the pressure up pretty hardcore on him, apparently. And he's like, well, I guess I'd rather align myself. Well, since I'm living in the belly of the beast, well, I better align myself with the beast. Right? Well, that was the other thing I was thinking about. What about when, hey, I know this is getting a little bit late, but you're going to go hunting someday with some of those guys that are libertarians or not lefties, Joe. What do you think they're going to say to you? You know, once you've gotten a couple of chuggies in you or something, and they start razzing you because you had your tongue shoved about 3/4 of the way up Bernie's ass. You're probably going to regret that then, though, aren't you? Or are you going to get butthurt and say, that's it, I'm going home. I'm not going hunting if you're going to tease me over my Bernie or the stain on my tongue from licking Bernie's ass. Fucking Toe Rogan. Yeah, this video is officially demonetized now because all it took was to think about that whole Bernie Sanders, freaking Joe Rogan, Toe Rogan incident to make that kind of set me off. Triggered. No, just kidding. But that's the thing. I thought Joe was a pretty reasonable, and I'm not going to throw him completely under the bus. I'll probably still watch his videos from time to time, but definitely not as much as I used to. Because, like I say, he seemingly doesn't show that he has that courage and conviction. He just, he wants to play all sides. And the people that want to play all sides and cater to everyone, that means you lack principle. It's like, well, you don't, there's nothing inspiration about a person that lacks principle, right? That wants to cater to everyone. Low grade shit, man. Low grade shit. Anyways, let me get back to this because everyone's probably like, yeah, okay, Bennett, we've heard your rant against Joe. That's good. That's good. Although I'm pretty sure some of you probably agree with me. At least it's message. Carl said something that he redacted. Hey, what's up, Frederick? Where's your power? Frederick, where's your power? Holy crap, man. There was a lot of friggin' shit that scrolled by there. Whoop, baby. Chris Gunderson. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, you guys were on that guy's channel. Hey, what's going on, Chris? Nice to see you in the chat, man. Yeah, that was the channel. Chris Gunderson. So that's another channel that you can subscribe to. Chris Gunderson. I got to try to remember that. Actually, I think I subscribed to your channel anyway. So yeah, so is that where the roundtable is going to be tonight? I'm not sure on that one. Because, I noticed that that's where AJ was on last time. Best way to solve a dispute with you, your wife, is to raise your back to fuck. But never hit him. What? Dudes, I make just as much as my hubby. No freaking. Right on, Julie. Awesome. Put these guys in their place. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I didn't think Julie was someone that just wants to rest on her laurels or sit back and be taken care of. Julie don't look like that kind. She's got ambition. That girl's got goals. Good show. And that, okay. Take it easy, Steve. Matter of fact, you're probably long gone by the time I got to it. So thanks, Steve. Thanks for joining the chat. Appreciate it, buddy. I wondered who would press that point. Okay. Back down to verbal amendment. Thanks for 420. Nice. I might have to have a 420 moment myself a little bit later on. Kind of chillax, kind of maybe a little relax. Hey, it is legal after all. Right? As if I waited. Funny stuff. This is for you to join the roundtable tonight. Oh, awesome. 420. Cool. Well, I appreciate that verbal amendment, and I will definitely keep that in mind. It's still, the pressure is building up. Will I give in to the pressure? Stay tuned. Blue Apple. Oh, I hear something about Blue Apple. I had her. She was my friend for so long. I'm really kind of upset about, she in the chat? Because I'm really kind of upset that I won't use her real name, but that me and Blue Apple had this falling out. I'm really pissed off that actually happened because we had such a great relationship for so many years online, of course. But it bothers me that that's all it took. Get a little too emotional and took things way, way, way too serious and way too personal. But it's a shame. Once again, I'm still not going to, I'll never bash. Like I say, I understand that we do have disagreements and from time to time. and it's going to play out and it's going to unfold in real time the way it does. But rest assured, if she's in the chat or who, I will never take any time out of my day to bash you in any way. That's never been my intention, nor is it my intention. I got a whole lot of things I have a lot to deal with, rather than worrying about, picking on other people that, for the most part, we usually agree with for most things, for the most part. And we're never going to agree with everything all the time anyways, which is why we do have to be in a better position where we're not, getting so angered towards each other. But anyways, forget about that. It is what it is. Called you nuts because you don't believe it. Yeah. Don't even worry about that, Frederick, though. Like I say, I don't have any hatred for Blue Apple. I think for the most part, she's good stuff. She's just good stuff. Maybe she just got, a little bit upset about how things were unfolding and took it a little bit too emotional, right? But hey, it is what it is. Like I said, and I'd be just as quick to accept mending of a relationship if she wanted to do that as in a heartbeat. Under the bridge, right? Forgotten. Don't even worry about it. So, but yeah, one thing I don't like is arguing and bickering with people that I know most of the time, all they're doing is trying their best to talk about the kind of things that I talk about. And even though we might disagree from time to time, I don't look at people like those, or the people, even those, some of you in the chat that we might disagree from time to time. I don't look at you as the enemy. Like, come on, we're at least sitting down talking. Even if we're disagreeing, at least we're willing to engage in dialogue. Think about how many of these idiots out there, these authoritarian collectivists, that won't even fucking sit down and talk to us or even listen to anything we've got to say. So once again, I'll take Blue Apple over any of these leftists any day of the week. 2 gifts for Valentine's, a suitcase and a frying pan. Chris Gunderson, flip free Blue Apple. She's not banned. I've never banned her or anything. Would never do that for her anyways. Pack the halls for Maxime Bernier. Follow. Good one, Don Hicks. Okay, let me scroll down. Happy family. Yes, we are. We are a happy family. Well, we're like a real family. We fight, we bicker, we argue from time to time, but at the end of the day, we got each other's back, right? That's what a family is truly supposed to be all about. Is yes, we're meant to disagree. That's the point of having principles. We don't have to agree with each other on everything. We just have to agree on some principles. And we don't use violence or force or steal from each other. We can respectfully disagree and we can walk away from each other, even in a heated argument or debate, as long as we still respect each other's sovereignty and our freedoms. That's an easy thing to do. I've done that in my own personal life with many people, not just in my own real family, but yeah, those friends or extended members of the family. And that's what it really has to take place, is just to accept and adopt a live, let live mentality, but still hold dear to the principles. And when somebody steps outside the bounds of those principles, that's when you hold them to account. But you don't throw them under the bus. You just try to hold them to account. Try to teach them. Try to entice them to adopt a better mentality or psychology, or do something better that's more conducive with creating that kind of freedom. Because at the end of the day, if you just throw people under the bus or ignore them outright, or treat them like garbage, you're not helping them, and you're definitely not helping yourself, because now you've got someone else that's, once again, going to look to use force or violence against you because they look at you as an enemy rather than a fellow walker or a fellow traveler. That's never good, folks. It's never good to create division. Not that kind of division. And I'll even admit, I've done that myself in the past, but I always try to correct my mistakes. I am fallible, but I always try to correct my mistakes when I can. Blue Apple's not. Kid, Mama Bear, AJ, Fred's cat. Did you see her vid screaming at Elections Canada this evening? She was threatening them. Scary shit, man. Very fast downward spiral. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. And I might sound like I'm being a little bit too sentimental here, but maybe that's a problem. Maybe I need to try to reach out to her. Because that's not cool. Is she going on because if she's going on a downward spiral, maybe other people are ganging up on her and she feels overwhelmed. I don't want that either. Fuck. Don't bring this stuff. How negative. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm glad you brought that to light, actually, Mama Bear. But yeah, I may end up someday having to try to reach out to her just for the sheer fact, even if she doesn't respond, just so that she knows I don't hate her. Got nothing against her. We had a disagreement. We did get a little bit of a heated discussion because she was kind of basically calling me out in a way. It's like, you can't do that to me for very long without me responding. I mean, come on, that's going to happen. But at the same time, I am just as much as you can escalate the tensions, I can de-escalate them just as quickly, and we can move on if we could at least try. But anyways, yeah, let's move past that. Somebody's talking. Frederick, I'll join if Canadian Libertarian gets on. Verbal Armament says he'll join if Canadian Libertarian gets on. Cool. Joe Rogan has been added as a show for a while. Yeah. Scion. Yeah, I know. Well, a lot of people have said that, but I was a holdout trying to give. I'm one of those people, and you probably realize by now, I give everyone the time of day and maybe too much leniency in many ways. But then once you do finally cross me, that's the thing, because I am so lenient and I give people so many chances so many times. Then when I finally do break the fucking, get pissed off and that's it, I'm done. Then they're like, whoa, what happened? Well, maybe you shouldn't have fucked with me a million times in the past days. So actually the onus maybe is on me to maybe make people better understand, maybe not to try to go too far as pushing me and stuff, right? But yeah. But yeah, Toe Rogan, he's definitely a shill at this point. And he doesn't even seem to be ashamed. And why would he be? The guy's rich. He's got fuck you money. So he don't really care to cater to anyone. That's got to be a pretty good feeling, right? To have that kind of fuck you money that it don't matter. You don't have to appeal to anyone, right? But he still likes to be that center of attention, which is why he continues to do what he does. He's not doing it for the money, that's for sure. And maybe generally he is curious and inquisitive. Yeah, I'm not going to throw him completely under the bus, but he's definitely messing up big time lately. Stefan is amazing. He's level one is that million master? Listen, I agree, Julie. I've listened to a lot of philosophical and intellectual geniuses over the course of my life, because I always seek to, once I learn about particular topics or subjects, I always look to who's the best, and who knows. So you got to work through that. But yeah, out there on the philosophical landscape, if I had to pick just one or two people, if I had a short list of people that could be a genuine voice or representative of what it is to be a free human being, and just let the man or woman, actually, if Ayn Rand was alive today, because it's not just about men. If Ayn Rand was alive today, and I wish there was a lady who would take up Ayn Rand's plays today. Oh, I would love that woman. My wife might get jealous, actually. I'm just kidding. But today it happens to be Stefan Molyneux. But lots of amazing women out there too that, like I say, philosophical geniuses as far as this stuff. And Stefan Molyneux, like I say, if I had to pick from a very small group of people that should be a proper voice or representative of the philosophy of what it is to be a free human being, yeah, Molyneux is way at the top of the list, like Julie said. I mean, and of course, people call him arrogant, egotistical in any way. But I mean, come on. Maybe to some degree he is. And there are even times where it's like, yeah, I don't agree with everything he says. And sometimes, maybe his attitude might come across abrasive in some way. But once again, I'm going to put all that shit aside when I'm listening to him, because I'm going to go by what he's saying, not the fact that the way he's presenting it might not be conducive with, I don't think it's the best way he's presenting. I just know that the things he's saying, they not only they resonate, they make so much sense in comparison and contrast to basically what almost 99% of these people that are on the left side or even on the right side, these political hacks, none of them are even close to representing their positions in regards to social or economic issues as even close to what Stefan Molyneux can do. And why? Because he's coming at it, like I say, from that macro philosophical sense and not, running for a political party, right? That is a big deal. Okay, let me scroll down a little further. Okay, so we're at 2 hours exact. No, 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I probably shouldn't go any more than 2.5 hours, folks. So I'm giving you a little warning. I'm probably going to try to tie this up in like 20 minutes. 2.5 hours should be good, right? I would think. Thanks. Oh, Julie, thanks again. $6.99. This is just cause you said Stefan is great. Awesome. Stefan's great. Stefan's great. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Julie. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. And I'm not kidding, folks. I'm not one of those people that are rich and pretend that I'm not. I'm genuinely like what we would consider like a working poor. But I did have some money in my background, like in the past, that allowed me to build up a lot of things. So that residual effects is still kind of playing off today, where I'm not completely broke, and my wife works too and stuff. So I'm not starving to death. Plus, I paid off all my bills. I have no mortgage. I have no debts. I have no Visa, like no credit cards. So I can function in some smaller. But yeah, I'm like every day I'm struggling here. But what it is I like to present a nice facade. But like I even said in my past videos, when you see like even some of these things in my background, my wife helps me find a lot of this stuff, like cheap or online or through what's that, garage sale or used. Or so you can take other people, like that's the thing with having a lot of rich people. I can take what they consider junk. To me, it's like a treasure, and I can take their treasure, maybe paint it or the wife paint it or something, or reinvigorate it and make that work for me. But I definitely don't have a whole lot of money, which is why I ask. Because I will say I would never ask a soul for one dime if I did not actually desperately need it. And I'm not bringing this out there to ask anyone for any particular money here tonight, but I am saying I even have to put a whole new roof on my house in New Brunswick, which is going to cost me almost $7,000, which I don't have that kind of money just laying around. So I'm going to be in a precarious situation where I am going to have freaking debt for the next little while because of that. But hey, you got to fix the roof. You can't let the roof go, because that's the roof over my head. I got to have a roof to retire in. I got to have a roof over my head. That is my home. So I got to do it. But yeah, I just wanted to point out there, folks, I kid you not when I say that I'm not a wealthy man by any stretch of the imagination. And just because you see me wear a shirt and tie, like I've said in past videos, you can buy shirts and ties fairly cheaply these days, right? So, and it's, to me, it's just investing. I'm investing in what my business, in my YouTube channel. That's all. This is an initial investment. And if you're going to do initial investments, you kind of hope you get a little return, because if you're always only spending money and never getting anything back, well, you run out of money at that point, right? But anyways, just wanted to reiterate that and make sure that everyone understands it. But let me get back up. So we covered the debate. We covered that thing that I think was most important. Does anyone have any suggestions? That was another thing I wanted to, if anyone's got any suggestions as far as maybe even try to get Maxime in the debate. Although, like I said, sign the petition. I did share a link to it. Actually, I'll share it again if you want to sign it. I don't know if it's going to do any good. Like I say, I'm not a huge fan of petitions. I don't know how they've ever worked out, but I will share it again. Oh, what's going on? I'm seeing the video stream freezing up on me here. Anyways, I'm sharing it right now. What's going on here? Oh, no, it's still looking good here. What? Why is this frozen? That's weird. I'm seeing my seeing this part of my stream frozen here for some reason. But let me go back up. Gato, I don't think it was possible, but Warren would destroy the economy faster than Bernie. Her tag. Oh yeah. Warren's no better for sure. Oh no, they're all just basically. Bennett starts the swears. That's the best, Bennett. Started the swears. Well, thanks, Julie. And I kind of like swearing a little bit. It's a way of emphasizing or conveying your emotions in a way, right? It's like I say, it's like putting quotations or an emphasis on what you're saying. I don't use it in a mean way most of the time. But yeah, swearing's cool. The only thing is I try to cut it down now because I have people. Two things. Number one, I periodically get people that pay attention to my videos, and they're probably Christians and religious people, and they, I like your videos, but the swearing, they're not fans of the swearing. Now, those people are the ones like, I can't just cater them because like I got to be me. I can never just not be me. I got to be me. I'm always going to fall back on being me. I can tweak, around the edges, but at the end of the day, Bennett's Bennett. Sorry, that is. But then there's also this YouTube as far as monetization. Now, I still will swear from time to time, but I also don't want to keep shooting myself in the foot where if I swear too much in my videos, if it's taken away from my ability to get compensated or rewarded for my videos in any way, I'm going to try to skirt that line where I'm not pushing the boundaries too far, which is shooting myself in the foot, but at the same time, not destroying the fact that I like to swear from time to time, right? So I'm trying to work through it, folks. What's going on with this damn stream? Okay, let me go back to this part, and then I'm going to try to catch up. And like I say, so that, as you can see, I shared a link to that, right? It is there, right? Yep. Sleeper 33 in it. Oh, Sleeper 33 is in here. Awesome. Nice to see you in the chat, Sleeper 33. I love your videos. Matter of fact, I've been following your channel long before Maxime Bernier and the PBC. Great videos that you make. So thanks for joining this chat. Like I said, this is someone that has amazing capacity and ability to put out some amazing videos, editing skills, and wow, really, really good. So thank you for everything you do, because you're a godsend. You're a great help as far as all that you do to help support those who stand up for rights, freedom, and liberty. You're awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Kat. I can never thank my subscribers enough for all the support. Well, anyone that's giving you some praise, Sleeper or Steeper or whatever, Sleeper 33, well, you definitely rightfully deserve it. I am still new in these circles. Does Steeper have a channel? Yeah. Here, let me see if I can share that here. Oh, Steeper 33. Yeah, Steeper 33. Or is it Steeper? Yeah, it's Steeper, right? Yeah, Steeper, not Sleeper. Man, I'm going to have to start wearing glasses, folks. I do have a pair, but for reading, but like I say, still trying to hold off on that. But yeah, Steeper 33. Check it out. Actually, I could probably pull that up right now and share a link to it here. Or should I? Well, maybe I shouldn't. No, I don't want to overstep my bounds. Maybe because I'm sure Steeper would have done that already if he wanted to. So the Democratic Party candidates are the biggest clowns. Far more concerned with illegals than I know, right? No loyalty. That's the problem with these people. All they care about is sustaining their entitlements for the most part. They don't give a shit how many people have got to get harmed along the way. Just keep that GDP growing. Keep those bonds. Keep the investors buying those corporate or those government bonds, right? Keep this Ponzi scheme going just a little while longer, and they don't care how many people get screwed along the way. That's what drives me nuts about this stuff. It's like nobody's actually thinking about the long-term prospects and how much harm it's going to cause, all this economic and social enslavement towards the younger generations that already, think about it, they're already a mega disadvantage towards like the generations in the past. There's already such a disadvantage out there, and then you're basically, like I say, you've tied one foot and one hand behind the back, and you're telling them, okay, now run. It's like, that's not cool. Anyways, so get Max in the debates, share that link, and yeah, so well, we kind of covered this already, but the big thing about the whole thing with Maxime getting in the debates is, he did meet, and he is going to meet the requirement of 90% of the ridings, and the other thing was about being voted, under your current party. Maxime was voted under the Conservative Party. And we thought that was going to be enough because he was actually a member of Parliament, which we all thought, well, that was the requirement, right? And then to get the 90%. Now they're saying, oh, no, he has to have been elected under his new party. Oh, really? Really? The election is October. I mean, come on. You couldn't have just said that as long as he's an elected MP, that couldn't have been enough because he is an elected MP. Canadians did elect him. The people in his riding did elect him. So they chose to have him elected. So that should have been enough to show, well, at least had enough support in his riding that he is an elected member of the PBC or an elected member of Parliament. But no, they had to change that and make it so that he has to be an elected member of his own party. But he just started the party. I mean, he's already been working so hard to try to get the party started up and to get everything unfolded, right? And yet they want him to play this kind of political game. And then what was that other criteria? So that if you didn't meet that threshold, right? which what they're saying he didn't, because, well, obviously he hasn't, because, you know, he was elected as a conservative member. But that third thing that they're using, oh, how much support he gets in the polls. Really? Oh, so you're putting that power in the hands of what? Eric Grenier and these hacks that have shown that their polls are completely out of touch with the pulse of the nation, and all across this country, province after province after province. How many times have these pollsters been proven that they're completely out of touch and not representing the voice of the people at all? Matter of fact, I listened to a radio program on CBC where these hacks even admitted that, yeah, we're not doing so good. It has to do with a lot of the way the sampling is done with, you know, landlines. Yeah, your little 1,000 people that you call is not a representation of the actual 37 million people in this country, especially those of us who are online, or those of us that don't pay attention to your stupid polls or your surveys. So to suggest that, oh, Maxime only has 2% for support, well, no, he only has 2% support from those hacks that you keep calling up that love playing these fucking political games and support the ruling establishment. So that, even that alone, this poll stuff, that's another line of crock. They're just basically what it is. They're scared of competition. At the end of the day, that's what it is these hacks, like, they don't want to stand up on that debate stage and give their stupid political talking points that, you know, are mind-numbing, that when everyone that's watching, they'll be like, oh my God, it's like listening to four clowns squeeze their nose. They all basically sound the same, right? Meanwhile, Maxime would be that one person, if he was on that stage, be like, yeah, rather than your 30-second talking point, here, let me give you a little bit of truth, right? And then if the Canadian heard some of the things that Maxime says, and you know how much that would resonate with them, they'd be like, oh, what a breath of fresh air. Where did this guy come from? Why have the media been hiding this guy from me for so long? I love what this guy is saying. Now, this is a guy I can support. That's what would happen if Maxime was allowed on that debate stage, which is why the establishment is like, no, we can't allow that to happen. Now, can we? Dirty, rotten buggers. Like I say, nothing worse than people that want to compete, but not with people that they know might be better than them, right? Me, I actually want to compete with someone that might be better. And the only way that's going to work out is if I'm only competing with people that are, like, I consider below me, I don't even really consider that competition. Actually, if I'm only competing with people that are below me, I think you would really call that kind of like a quasi kind of bullying effort. The whole point of competition is that you might lose, right? It's kind of the point of competition, right? But like I say, not in politics, and then not come from these hacks that are leaders of the ruling establishment. They're scared to death of competition because they got nothing to offer except a bunch of political rhetoric and political talking points that are so baseless and don't resonate with anyone. So they're like, well, the only people they want up on the stage are other ones that are going to do the same thing, because then they're all boring. And it's like, pick the lesser of the boring. But if they had Maxime on the stage, oh, how lively, how vibrant that would be. And then the rest of them, like I say, look at how stale, look how crusty, look at how dilapidated, look how much of a fail they would all look if Maxime was up there on the stage. Oh, I still want to see it happen, but it's probably not. So, like I say, we got to try to figure out how we're going to get Maxime in the debates without actually being on the stage. And like I say, I think we've got a rough idea. And hopefully I'll be able to have a conversation with enough people going forward, and we might be able to make this happen. And like I say, hopefully Julie and a few of you other out there, AJ or anyone else, hopefully a few of us can help to support Maxime and get this get this information spread out there, so that maybe we can make this happen and get Canadians to actually understand that, yeah, we'll get Maxime in the debates and you'll hear what he's got to say in terms of answering those questions that are going to be presented by those four hacks on the stage. But it's just not going to be on that stage. Doesn't mean it won't exist. It will exist. It's just going to be in a different platform. And that platform is going to be on social media, on YouTube, more than likely, because, well, that's where we got to turn to today. The ruling establishment aren't going to give us a platform, that's for sure. And thankfully, we still do have. Ooh, what happened there? Ooh. Something happened with my stream. And this one's still flicking. Anyways, folks, so I'm probably going to tie it up. Thank you to everyone who showed up. I'm just checking that there was no super chats that I didn't answer. No. Okay, I think I'm good. So like I said, thanks to everyone that did show up into the chat. And good luck with you, Frederick and AJ. And you know what? Who knows? I might still. I'll see how it all unfolds tonight. And if I do get a chance. Well, wait a minute. If I do get a chance, like I say, what channel is it going to be on? everyone to share will run on AJ's channel. My new computer is having issues. Okay, perfect. Thanks for letting me know about that, Frederick. So it's going to be on AJ's channel. So like I say, I might see if I can jump in for a little short time. If not, then we'll get it done again sometime. No worry. That's something. It will definitely happen, like I say, because we're going to have our little chat anyways, or informal debate, I guess, regarding libertarianism. But if I do get a chance, I will join into the chat. And thanks for the donation, and thanks for the donations from everyone else, and thanks for everyone that joined in the chat. Because, like I say, we got to kind of help support each other and support not just Maxime Bernier and the PBC, but anyone that's out there that's disenfranchised with the ruling establishment. We got to get the message out there, because at the end of the day, the media is not going to do it. Well, the current media, the ruling establishment media, they're none of them are going to do it. So the onus is on us to take up and assume that task, that role, that responsibility to get this information out there. So whether you're sharing my videos or you're just going to visit your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, help get them up to speed and share the information. And don't be too confrontational with them. Do it in a manner that's more conducive with ask them questions. Use the Socratic method. Do you care about this? Like, I know of someone that takes a stance on a position. Like, what would be your stance on, let's say, immigration or bailing out corporations or the housing market or the what's another topic that they might care about? Unfunded liabilities and pension. I don't know, whatever. Foreign policy. Just ask them what is your stance on a particular issue. And if what they're saying, without you even bringing up Maxime Bernier or the PBC, if what they're saying aligns with basically the stance of Maxime, say, oh, well, you know who else shares that perspective as you? Maxime Bernier. And he's the leader of a whole new party. Like, just help get these people up to speed and tell them that there is a genuine, viable option out there. And like I say, it's not fringe as if it can't happen. Like, fringe is like it's completely outside the realm of possibility. No, the PBC is not fringe. It's already got a leader that's already, like I say, already part of the political process, already understands how that process works, and has a lot of support in Canada, and has basically already met the goals of that 90+% as far as the writings. There's 309 as of August 1st, and today is 10th or 11th. So we're probably like basically on the precipice of the full slate of 338 candidates already, and there's still a couple months left. The Greens can't say that. The NDP can't say that. The Liberals can't even say that. And they're the ruling party in the majority right now. And they don't. The only other party that's even close to having, well, they're a little bit more than the PBC. I think actually the Conservatives might pretty much be close to a full slate. They were like at 320 something, whatever. But other than the Conservative Party, there's no other party in Canada that's even close to having as many people on the ground, candidates in all ridings across this entire country, other than the PBC. PBC is in second place, and yet these hacks want to keep them out of the debates. Really? Really? When you're that close to the front runner, and you're going to let all these other people that are like way back there, like, they're not just, here's Scheer, here's Maxime, as far as like the candidates already in the 338 ridings, and then you got the Liberals, the Greens, and the NDP way back there. You're like, oh, wait, I can barely see them in the rear view. And yet they're all allowed in the debates. Maxime's not. What's up with that? They're just doing that to try to, once again, try to discourage and to disgruntle all of us who are supporters of the PBC. Don't let them do it. Don't let them win. Don't let them play this game with us. We're going to make this happen with or without them. So, like I say, thanks to everyone that joined in the chat. I'm going to double check one more time, just to make sure I didn't miss out on anyone's super chats. Nope. So I'm good. Everyone, have yourself a great Saturday evening. Like I say, maybe I'll join you gentlemen in the chat later on your stream, the Canadian Roundtable on AJ Illicit's channel. If not, you guys have a great time, and I'll watch it maybe tomorrow or at some point in time anyways, because I'll definitely want to hear it anyways. So have a good one, everyone. We'll talk to you again. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.